Hello, Fambul, Unado, Una welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Depending on whose partner the dunya where you find yourself. Welcome to Sierra Media live on Facebook and YouTube on we weekly program How They Go Inside the Republic. We're glad for the out tonight again. If you join me for the first time, me una host na Juma Ba and I get me co-host with me. T-Boy Insai go can join with just shortly for Teluna do. But before that, I just want to encourage you now for please share the program live to your network so everybody else will get the opportunity for watch and participate in the conversation here on Facebook and YouTube. We will come tell them about the topic, obviously, how they go inside the Republic. We name this program deliberately because Bokutin they go inside the Republic all the time. So we're not able to talk about one specific one, but or even if now one issue, we get so many other parts then. So if you join me for the first time, welcome and hope so you will get a wonderful time with me here. We usually do programs on Wednesdays, but sometimes, because of our own schedule, the time can change or the day can change from Wednesday to Thursday, or we can get exclusive programs on other days in the week. So that me could encourage you all or subscribe to our channels, then both on Facebook and YouTube, so you get notification whenever we come live. Fambulem, I take me time for welcome my co-host, Mr. T-Boy. We today on another music we can say, I can't with me your own style, me no day watch you face. T-Boy, welcome to Sierra Media Live on Facebook and YouTube. How they go inside the Republic. Welcome. When I see T-Boy in style wake out today.
Hi, welcome to the viewers right now. Welcome to Sierra Media Live on YouTube and Facebook, and welcome to the Thursday edition winner How They Go Inside the Republic. Like Juma say,
T-Boy decide for car with your style. T-Boy.
Yes.
Whose guy style is? Now what you call him? Now polo you get or now waiting?
Right now, we prepare for going to the moon.
Yeah. So you need watch nobody face.
We get used to the system now because when we land at the moon, are different thing now they see. So right now I get bionic eyes. They don't need to be seen.
So today now you know more they see we need to see you.
No, sometimes I change later on. We're ready for be T-Boy. So they mean a bionic man for now.
Exactly. So you see, Adam is saying as Stevie Wonder.
No, that's not like no. Yeah, I want to see. Today mean a bionic man.
Bionic man. All right. Welcome. How the week done be for you so far?
Interesting. So far, I think the week has gone possibly direction we will all be to look at them for make it go. And the reason we make it say so now because we know what's happening inside the Republic, and the Republic has been the main focus of attention all over the world right now. And we say they make the focus of attention to really diasporans because it's very important for we to know exactly what is happening in the Republic. Now I make today, I am Bionic Man.
The Bionic Man, T-Boy, yeah. With we live. Fambulem, we all know what's in the Republic, the hot topic, so we go center with conversation around that. We now the November 26th incident, we make Salon Don confused, Salon Don mumu, Salon de shake, all man the tremble, some man they review in plans for December and the New Year's. We waiting at the diaspora, we don't plan, we don't pack, we suitcase them, we don't buy goodies them for family. So man, they think whether it makes sense for travel go salon. All as a result of the incident we happened November 26th. It touched we all. We still refer to them as incident because although we don't get government officials, we don't say it was an attempted coup, but there are still questions being asked because we want to clarify. Because even with the statement, there has been inconsistencies and so many discrepancies then from the statement where they come out from government agencies or government officials. So we go still refer to as the November 26th incident, until such a time where they make up their mind for agree, say it's either a coup or not. Last week, we asked the question here, so was it a coup d'etat? Some people then come at me, why me could they ask that question there? But it was a genuine question. We know the day. We don't know what happened there. We're looking at analyzing based on the information them where they filter around and based on we own independent investigations going on. T-Boy, that's what I have to say right now. Over to you. We program today, we get a different style because like we say, investigation they go on and questions are still being asked. So not to me and T-Boy no more the labuna, so we'll bring on materials from happenings. There are certain materials that T-Boy where I think say you need for send to the technical team or see if they're able for add them. We forget about those. Where now the international narrative or component of the incident. So I'll try for send them and then see if we're able for push them over. If possible, we can play them at some point. Over to you, T-Boy. So what's your take so far before we delve deep into the program?
Like you clearly say, there's been a lot of investigation happening in Freetown, and I feel say that investigation and they don't lead to so many unwanted things then we possibly so already accept. It don't lead to something with some people and they accept. It don't lead to a lot of questionable activities them over the past couple of days. And we realize say the development will don't happen just for the fact that justice should prevail in Sierra Leone is some of the reasons why we are actually looking at some of those investigative materials or content or issues then where the government don't make public access. Reason make they say public access, there are still certain information that we're not in the public domain yet, so we cannot talk about it. But anything where you see don't come out in the public domain from the investigative team in Sierra Leone, we're responsible for this incident, I think is liable to discussion. Because as much as we are discussing it, that's exactly what they themselves are doing. Discussing the case that hasn't been charged to court yet. And by right, you should not be discussing things like that if you're supposed to be charging people to court for face justice. So a lot of compromising stuff don't happen. And I think, say, as somebody we don't deal within the practice of media over these decades, it's about time for local begin highlight some of these concerns, especially if we're looking at justice to be prevailed. So every Sierra Leonean, regardless of who you are, what crime you've committed, and what thing will be the judgment of your crime. The good thing is, this is not the first time we're doing this anyway. We've been doing this for the past couple of years, bringing out things that are possibly correct, not correct, or we'll leave it to the public domain to make up their mind or make a decision on what thing that the evidence then we possibly will deal with. And what we've done so far in the past, now for make sure, say, we asked the question, and the question that we are asking is based on the materials that we have access to, like everybody else when a Sierra Leonean. Whether you be a lawyer, you be a media practitioner, you be a blogger, you be anything. As long as those materials are available online or on the media platform, you can have access to it. You have to analyze it your own way. This is now the age of digital awareness. And when I say the age of digital awareness, that child who is possibly 6 years old has more digital knowledge than an adult who thinks he's possibly 40 or 50 years old. The only difference we possibly an adult like we go get from a child, we get so much knowledge in the digital age that the fact that we can analyze things slightly better and they can access things slightly better than us. That's the difference. So that gives us the leverage for look at things and go deep into it and find out exactly what it is, why it is what it is, and what's not the outcome of what's possibly. Now we own assessments to that particular digital stuff there. So we not need for take things slightly because we've seen the implementation of so many things that we don't improve technological wise. As we are sitting down right now, we have a platform that we are sharing our views and things that we believe in all over the world, and everybody's watching us from every corner. with their little device. It possibly could be your mobile phone, a Samsung or Android. That's not the age we live right now. But 20 years ago, we couldn't have access to do some of the things that we're doing right now. But that is the improvement of digital technology. It has its own advantages and disadvantages, but it only hurts you when you are not in favor of certain things that is happening on your behalf. But when you are in favor of it, it is beneficial. But as much as it's good, it can be bad as well. So we as media practitioners get to use them wisely and use them appropriately, meaning we should not abuse it in terms of creating unnecessary mayhem. We should not use it just because we don't like or hate some individuals. We should not abuse it just because we think, say, we have access, we have knowledge, so we can do anything about what we want to do because we have those kind of knowledge and access. It is totally wrong. Because bear in mind, there is somebody out there who has knowledge than you. Knowledge is not monopolized in any way, shape, or form. As much as you know, somebody else is there that knows better than you. We are all learning, and this learning cover all day, it'll give you more experience, possibly for us that are beginners, and it gives us more experience for those of us possibly that has been in the trade for decades. So we are not better than anybody else, or nobody else is better than us. We might be on the same wavelength of what we do, but experience counts and knowledge counts. So we are all practicing, but everybody has their level of what they know and how they can deal with things. So it is very much interesting for see what's happened this particular week. It don't create a huge amount of discussion, not just in the media world, but the technical side of the media world. We get a lot for doing some of the things that we are free to see we talk about today. That's my view for this week's Juma. And I think it might be the right direction, but I don't know what you think.
All right, thank you so much, T-Boy. You touched on a few things there because this is something that we have discussed in the past, and possibly it all reach a term. Again, we'll get for revisit that particular topic, the one about social media, because you see, very interesting that this is the information world. We all get the news, the information. Now we earn and we fingertip. You don't need to wait 24 hours for a newspaper print or a couple of hours before the radio or television edit for can give you information. You can search for the information, you can provide the information, and you can share it, and you get the ability inside a, web of information for let you, that is your responsibility now for know which is true and which is false. But why blame social media? I don't understand. And the ironic side, most of we where they blame social media depend and they utilize social media. Social media is not just Facebook, it's not just WhatsApp. Google is social media. There's a segment of Google where gets a portion of Google where gets social media. YouTube, when a part of Google, is social media. People get to understand all these different ways. Them Snapchat is social media. TikTok is social media. So you get different platforms there. What do you use it for? Now, in the purpose. What do you want out of it? It's up to you. So now you get for no say A or B now I want. A or C, now incorrect. Don't criticize social media. Social media is not the problem. It's how we utilize it, what we take out of it is left with you. And then a personal thing as well. Are there people where they use them for bad reason? Definitely yes. But before social media, was there misinformation? Greatly. The only difference for most of the people where they are against social media, now the people that we think say them, we don't monopolize, just like how T-Boy say, you do not monopolize the news and the information. But there are certain people through conventional media, the newspapers, the television, the radio, and other form of communication, the press releases where they send, thinking, say, now then no more, the information are incorrect. Because I see in the case of Sierra Leone, where in government they tell you, say, only the information that comes from the Ministry of Information and Civic Education, now the authentic information. Who told you that? Oh, now not listen to social media, but you are using social media to go live and do your press conference, your update. When you type your press release, you they share them on social media, and you they ask people for share why. Who say you are letting share them? You say social media. So this is something where people will not get from misunderstand. So that's just an aside, but I think it was good that you highlighted that, T-Boy, from a media point of view. And information and the media gets a whole lot for play. How did we know about what happened on November 26th? It was through social media because it was in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. Did you ever hear anything from SLBC, AYV, or all the radio station and TV stations or newspapers at that time? No. Even the whole day until we get where the president's talk after 8 o'clock. That was about after 10 hours. 10 hours later, now we hear the president's talk. Now SLBC. After that, SLBC go off here. So all the information that we got, even government officials relied and used the information on social media. When a free information, when me get me camera or I get me audio, are they Insai are able to update people of what's happening in my area or how me see them and share my own opinion. I don't have to be invited to a TV station or invited on, on Sierra media platform for able to report the news and share. Not saying that lie did not happen, propaganda not happen. That is not what I am saying. But the benefit of social media is huge, particularly if we put them in context with what happened November 26th. We got phone calls through what? WhatsApp from people all over the world because the information where T-Boy get access to, I don't have access to it. So that is why they say the world is a global village. So information now don't become, it then at your fingertip, it then at your phone, it then at your bed, it then at your parlor, it then everywhere. You don't need to sit in one place. Last sit down before the TV. Today I need to go work today. I sit down at this TV. I know I miss this news. T-Boy, and you not be the run for canals for watch 5 o'clock or 10 o'clock news.
Yep, I used to do that.
8 o'clock news. Now do you have to?
No, I don't even watch news. I don't even have a TV in my house.
No, but if you choose to watch, do you have to sit at your home to
That's what I'm saying. I don't have a TV in my house. My news is in my hand.
Exactly.
I work with it, I listen to it, I read it. Exactly. I don't have to go anywhere. It's in my hand.
Exactly.
It's every day.
So let's stop blaming social media for what is happening in our lives. Notwithstanding, and again, I know they refute the fact, say, bad things they know they happen on social media. Now, so I think bad things they happen before social media, and that time it was because not only few people get the access to the information, and not only waiting them think for share with we when they need for share them with we. Now that time they share them. That is why censorship was, being rampant, and some people have become powerful. Yeah, now one of the news people left. But now I will challenge your news. I will challenge it and I'll correct it, or I'll give you the counter of what you're saying live in real time. I don't have to wait 2 or 3 days for it to happen. I can still wait for 2 or 3 days for it to happen. I can still make the news become fresh again. They become obsolete after you don't report and you don't know. When I say, where after I can read 10 o'clock news na salon or 8 o'clock news, we see them bit tabata, pap, all thing the past it to my back 8 o'clock. You know how many things go down happen at the Republic? But now social media reports it in real time. So I just want to, I don't know if you get anything else we want to add from that before ever we continue to program.
Well, in real-time media is the now media. Anything when I get real-time is not media. Per se, not to say you won't go, wrong. Because I remember doing the Gulf War that day Al Jazeera sprout out, because that was a time when media ceased to be monopolized all over the world, as in international media, because Al Jazeera, being they broadcast exactly what thing may happen at the battlefield. Whilst the CNN, the BBC, and the rest, and they broadcast few hours later, after the news has been doctored, the news has been edited, the news has been separated. So you don't see no graphic image of any casualty on the American side. You don't see no graphic image of any casualty on the British side. You only see casualties on the Iraqi side. Who say no bomb, who say no explode. But what Al Jazeera can do, Al Jazeera paints a picture of exactly what was happening during the Gulf War. Al Jazeera can tell you, say, no, it's not just Iraqi casualties that we have. There's a huge amount of American and British and European casualties. This is the evidence, because they were live at the battlefield. So that is exactly what changes the whole atmosphere of real-time media. Since then, anything that is not on the spot reporting, we all know say they're non-doctoral. Nobody need to tell me that, because I am myself a media practitioner. Because you go through some amount of rigorous editing. Editorial decisions has to be made.
And when T-Boy, just for calm, waiting like you say the editors cut.
Editors cut, yeah.
The editors cut. So that waiting the editors in IC.
No, the cut. So that's the editors cut.
That's the editors cut.
Yeah. So
you
basically,
get the editor's cut, you get the director's cut. Waiting the director or the producer wants.
And then you get the executive producer's cut.
Cut, exactly. So because all them people are get their own interest.
Thank you.
Then get how they see things. Then get waiting the one for project. So that makes it subjective.
Yeah.
So the objectivity is if you manage for give access to all sides. But even that objectivity there is still subjective, because you're the one that is choosing who to talk to, when to talk to, and what you want them to say. If they say what is not right for you, you cut them off. Last week, what did we talk about here, T-Boy? About the Congo Cross incident.
Yeah. we talk about differentiating what is necessarily meant to be broadcast live, or rebroadcast, or projected live. So basically, it was a decision made by our man who decided not to show us pictures of the people that he was interacting with, or videos of the people that he was interacting with. And he decided to do that even when he was not at the scene. So what difference does that make for like somebody the way me? I didn't have battlefield. For example, I go, Juma, look, take example, 2018 election alumni. We were there, right? And what happens is we were caught up within crossfire. And Juma hold me for go one side the gun shoot the come. I say, "Paddy, I need to wait for local suicide the gun shot the come." But then go fire we. I made the low hang force until we realized we saw where the gunshot was coming from. That's when we made our move, and we were there. Nobody can tell us any story. We just went straight live, and not everybody was happy about it. But you don't have a choice. So that's the difference. But if we waited until after the incident has occurred, and then we want to paint a story of that incident, we are now going to tell our own story.
Correct. The way we see.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's why we are always saying African stories should be told by African. We don't mean say we forgot Dr. Mo, who foretell the real story of what in Africa stand for and what in Africa be. We should not be telling people fake things about what Africa is not. So basically, when we decide to do that, 90% of what we are doing should be real-time television, which means we should be live broadcasting things. We should not be pre-recording things and then broadcast it, because it has to be doctored at some point. So how can we be telling the true story of an incident that has happened if we have failed to broadcast it live, even though we have access to live broadcasting? We tried to do the last protest that they had in Freetown, but our crew were chased out. So we couldn't broadcast it. We only did it for like what? An hour or so? But they were chased out. And sorry, I can't compromise the lives of innocent people who are just going about doing their job. So we have to pull out. Right. But that is the only reason why we will pull out if our life is at risk. And it depends who is at the field. If it was us, then we will face it. But I will not put somebody else's child to face the consequences of something that they possibly don't have any clue of what it is.
Right.
But when we were there in person, we faced the battlefield ourselves. We didn't run away from it.
Interesting comment here from Frederica Halston Davis. He said, the media is a good service, but a very bad master.
True, because he serves you.
Yeah.
He serves you when he wants to serve you.
If he works in your favor, it's
and
good.
He works against you. It's true. I totally agree.
Then Claude Moigue say, you guys are missing the point about the government. They are not telling anyone not to listen to social media. All they're saying is not anything that people hear from social media is true. So therefore, they are asking people to confirm whatever they hear from social media. I believe that's all the government is asking the people for. Of course, and that's what people are doing. Like, they come back and analyze, including waiting the government self they put on social media or share on social media. So we come out for ask question and analyze and foresee if even waiting the government they say not true. So we know they say waiting the government they say not to everything that social media not true. No. The role of the media practitioner to start with is not to tell people what the truth is. It's to report the information, the news, and provide the information. The media person, except otherwise, not for jump into conclusions, say this not true or not. Except if you don't do your digging and find out, say lie then I am. Otherwise, you report, you analyze, you understand, you run commentary, and then it's up to the public to decide what is true for them. Because everybody's opinion different. That is the role of the media practitioner, including journalists, including me and T-Boy. We're not so journalists, we always they say this, we are media practitioners.
Not so everybody know that difference there. So sometimes
because they use every form of media for engage, communicate, educate, and inform. Journalists, you get for go read journalism and be a journalist. You say now your career path that. Do we practice form of journalism? Definitely yes. But we not cap we say we not journalists. We are media practitioners. We use social and other forms of media for able for reach people. That's what we do. So I like what you say, Claude. Yeah, that's exactly. So you see, through social media, you say we don't share and challenge or try for clarify what you understand by waiting the government of Sierra Leone they say. But if you give people social media blackout or begin chase people because they report on social media, because they don't report what you want, that's where the problem is. Government, put out your information. Allow the citizens for put out their information. Then they go know who that you not to who that not to you not to. But you can't say you for putting your information using the same medium or platforms, but other people not supposed for put out the information. The journalist is not always correct. The government official only they report through government perspective and
in the interest
of government.
Yeah, of course.
It not means that the interest of government is the interest of the people or is the facts. That is what we need to understand. So that's why you have to leave the platform open and free for people. Can you regulate it? Yes. Can you hold people accountable if they misinform people? Then definitely yes. But do you have the right to chase people because you think say the news where they report go against you? No way. Anyway, that was just an aside that we say we set the base and the what you call them for the discussion. So we just want to hammer that out. T-Boy, please. I want for we need 2 videos we're unable for 28. The Al Jazeera most recent report on Sierra Leone, and also the France 24, the report on Sierra Leone. We need those because we want to give international perspective to this program. So please let's find that and make sure we'll send out to the technical team. Someone was asking how is Femi. Femi is doing very well. He's fine.
Femi,
Exactly. We send her for go buy wood na Congo Tom.
Robin. Congo Tom no dey exist.
Okay, Robin.
We send her for go buy wood na Robin. You can cook cassava for me.
Yeah, so but he's well, he's fine, and instead they say hello to na all. All right, let's go to we topic proper. So this is a continuation from last week's analysis of the November 26th incident. T-ball. We don't see so much happening. Firstly, up till last week, we not be know whether it was a coup or not a coup. But from government perspective, the report now say it was a failed coup or failed coup attempt. That's what they say. I don't know which one is correct. So now so they end up report time now say it's a failed coup attempt based on the government, their own side. But the citizens of Sierra Leone, residents of Sierra Leone, and people waiting around the world, still they ask, what exactly happened in Sierra Leone? How una see? We say, we don't know yet. We still have our own questions. We still have analysis. To a day or 10 hours after the incident, we President Bio in speech on November 26 at 8 p.m. Salon time GMT, till we say the people that we go broke the armory and try for cause trouble in the country, they don't arrest most of their leaders there. That's what he said at the time. Few days later or few days ago, we see the arrest or the reported arrest of Koita, Comrade Koita, commonly known as, we're not Amadou Koita, but commonly known as Comrade Koita. He's been a social media person, a former military man, somebody who don't host Nadisu platform multiple times, correct?
Yes, correct.
Multiple times for talk about issues where they happen in Salon. So government reports say they don't apprehend them. Now one host at 11 p.m. I can't remember the day, but so we need to go back and confirm the date. But a couple of days ago, that he was reportedly arrested or captured, and the South Side and say them fenam or apprehended. I'm trying to use, not to me they use the word demo, at the time for use the word the way governments use. Some say captured, some say apprehended, some said what? Arrested. Okay? This can be similar but mean different things as well, if you put them into context. So that make I gauge the word they want to use. And then say he's one of the ringleaders of the November 26 failed coup attempt. So they said in Ketcham, now a serving police officer in Os, up beyond Leicester Road, where they call tree planting. And also the Os, there was another inspector of police, where now a serving inspector of police, where they at the Brookfields, New Englandville police station, they tap na the first floor or the up garret of the Os. And this lady side in Ketcham in the work na CID, and a very important position as part of the intelligence network and mainly attached to Interpol. Interpol, if you know, now then they look at cross-border, if somebody go to a salon, for example, we come out other countries we don't want, we own Interpol, and they work for pass the information and for get their information and try for get a person there. Or give information if they get some international, let's say drugs. Let's say that they do drugs smuggling from Sierra Leone to another country, we Interpol and they pass information. Now, so other countries themselves they do. So they say, now this lady they work. But since the report, it's a good thing, you know, because if something don't happen, we want answers. We want to know what is behind it. And if fine, forget if una suspect, because still, if Koita, they don't call him, he's still a suspect on the allegations of a coup attempt. There are still allegations. It not mean say, one, because they criticize government, two, na former military person, three, then catch him na salon where he not supposed for day, or where they not they expect say this salon. Firstly, because he's Sierra Leonean.
Yeah, I just want to ask why you not supposed for this salon.
Exactly. So he's Sierra Leonean. And even let we say if you catch him team up before Pademba Road or before Wilberforce, does not mean he is guilty until proven what you call a competent court of law. So still is a suspect, and the crime where they suspect of an alleged crime until proven otherwise. Tibo, you get any different take on that before I want to make reference to why I say this for jog salon people their memory, but I want for you to take no monopolize the conversation.
There is no monopoly to knowledge.
Okay.
But anyway, what you've said is clear cut, and I think I'll support you on most of what you say. What you make a decision now, because we all don't see the narrative of everything will unfold within the past couple of days na Freetown. But like you say, the incident happened within tree planting close to Leicester Park, but they also say Mount Oriel. So again, Mount Oriel is a wide area. We don't know where.
So exactly. So this is the discrepancy again. And the news now, Mount Oriel is a different community.
A different community.
From tree planting.
Thank you. So now we can understand exactly what you mentioned tree planting and
if you find out, Steve, when I even say by Leicester Road, specific about the community.
Yeah.
Because you get Leicester, you get Gloucester, you get Leicester Road, and the road leading up to.
Yeah.
Tree planting are a different, a community between Frabe College, Leicester, Gloucester, Freetown, you understand, and Dongberry Street. Now that area, that catchment area, now in a tree planting. So it's a different community. Mount Oriel
is literally 20 minutes or half an hour away from Insai.
Exactly.
So I don't understand where exactly this incident happened. But like I say, I agree with most of what you say, but it's not one way I want for we question again whether now Mount Oriel, now tree planting, now Leicester Road, now Gloucester, wherever it is. I'm not 110% sure because we get mixed information in that particular area. Because now Mount Oriel, me possibly clearly or clear calls from whoever really make the announcement. So basically, like I say, most of what you say correct. And again, the question I want to ask, Koisa guys forgot a salon because a salon man. Is he not supposed to go to Sierra Leone, or is he a wanted man in Sierra Leone before this incident? Then a few questions that we possibly sometime are going for ask the authorities to be, except otherwise. And few more other reasons then behind what happened. Like then clearly say they've arrested some of the leaders, but we don't know who are the leaders. Again, if it is an attempted coup after a couple of days that have been announced to us Sierra Leoneans, then we need to know who are the leaders, because leaders in any coup is paramount, because you know exactly who that will be the first, second, and third accused. We've seen that all over the couple of decades of coup in Sierra Leone. And sometimes before the coup don't say, we don't know the one they win at the first, second, or third accused. We don't know the one they win at the key ringleaders. So basically, for this particular one, there is a huge amount of speculation going around about who the leaders are. We don't know who the leaders are for this particular coup attempt, according to the government. So basically, all we are asking, we need to know who are the coup leaders, who were the plotters, who are the ringleaders, and the arrest that was made on the 26th. Who were the people that were arrested on that particular day? After the arrest that was made on the 26th, how many more subsequent arrests will they don't make after that? Is it still related or linked to some of the leaders? The one they didn't arrest on the 26th, are they the leaders or just fringes of some of the people that we just jump upon or join? So there is a huge amount of questions to be asked in about who the leaders are, whether the first arrest on the 26th were the leaders that were arrested, or after the 26 subsequent arrest has been made, and then they get more arrests being made possibly every other day. Are these the leaders or the collaborators, or who are they? We need to know who or what role they possibly have played. You cannot have a transparent situation where you're selective about what you're going to give out and you call it transparency. That's not transparency. Transparency, as far as I'm concerned, is to give out every information that is necessary for the public to be aware of. And those are questions that the public has been asking for the past couple of days. Who are the leaders? And I think it's very important for any government official or any investigating team for show you who the accused leaders are for this particular attempted coup said by the government after a couple of days of not saying it is a coup. So these are all the questions. Well, like you say, we possibly go deep more into some of these concerns. They will get about some of the facts of information that is coming from all these various different outlets, whether it be legit, not legit, honest truth, open up dialogue, transparency and all that stuff. We're going to need to talk about them a little bit more so people understand the dynamics of what is happening and how we should possibly follow this through and see the real outcome of what the people of Sierra Leone want to see. If anybody is found guilty, they have to suffer the consequences, so be it. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as we have to deal with things properly. If anybody falls short of their actions, that's the consequences of their actions. They have to pay the price. But we want it to be a fair game wherein everybody is investigated prior or before or after any accusations that has been made to them. We need to know some of the subsequences of those arrests. We need to know some of the reason detail, not detailed details, but foreground details of why they were arrested, where they were, whether they were arrested in a compromising situation, whether they were about to resist arrest, or what were they doing where they were found arrested. So these are all some of the questions that I think are very much relevant to be asking. So over to you, Juma. If I answered your question well, maybe you can elaborate a little bit on it. You're muted, Juma.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Tibor. That's very relevant and very helpful. And also, I want to clarify for we viewers them, because, and I'm not doing this because of any other reason, but just for keep the record straight. When we ask questions about alleged perpetrators, does not mean we are defending them or making a case for them.
Right.
They are Sierra Leoneans, they are accused persons, so we are treating them as such until otherwise. And the reason being, we hosted a program, Naya, where the arrests retired Captain Major Paulo Conte, because during COVID time, he was in prison for about a year, being tried, taken to court for, say, a go-for-go assassinates the president of Sierra Leone because they said they catch her with pistol na State House. So, and that is an exact reason why we say, let we treat people as innocent until proven guilty by a competent court of law. Okay? When Paulo and trial been gone, we hear so many things. Oh, he's guilty. Oh, I will go kill the president. Oh, why go to gone there? Hey, if you not been getting attention for killing, why go to inside there? Hey, CCTV camera, this or that. All kind joblo jabla. A year later, a court with jurors them find them not guilty and acquit and discharge them. So imagine if they make the accuse against Major Paulo Conte, retired at the time, where people have been jump into conclusion and go all and kill him. Then later the two come out and say, no, he was not guilty. They will bring in life back. That's one. We all know, say, this is a time where we all at one. People vex, people anxious, people want the truth, people want others to be held accountable, but do not jump into conclusion. And this is why, on this platform, our opinion, me particularly believe, say, the president of Sierra Leone don't jump the gun, and that is very dangerous for justice in Sierra Leone. The president jumped the gun, members of the government don't jump the gun, for begin label people there. For begin label people, whilst investigation they go on. The president directly on a meeting with international people, ECOWAS, EU, and other, people then directly accuse the opposition party, say, this is the handiwork of the opposition. And that is not supposed to be happening, because it does not mean, let's say, for example, Koita, if you don't talk for APC, for example, they don't talk against SLPP, does not mean, say, the APC sanction, approve, and even aware or get a knowledge of waiting happen November 26th, where then they accuse Koita for example. It's just an example. And every other person. It does not mean. So person belonging to associating with an organization and institution does not mean that institution is guilty. Does not mean say that institution guilty. No. Then we need to understand that. So that is why I said people in government, including the father of the nation, not supposed for prejudice and ongoing investigation on issues like Biwaso. It not mean say with the support or with the defend. No, we are not defending, we are not supporting. That is not what we are doing here. But we are analyzing, and they try for ask question and poke holes into some of the things them where we think say wrong. How governments the prejudice case, how did they pull this particular one? We can't go there just now. So the Koita situation. Koita was, according to the report from government, say he's been arrested. It helped the police with investigation. It did na CID. They arrest him alongside another woman where they say I be the harborer or natural be the hide. Okay. Was it a day or 2 days later? We saw a post on social media. Yeah, they talk about me on social media, Facebook, by the Minister of Information and Civic Education, Chernobyl, where from where this incident don't happen, tell we say, let not listen to the other side. Let we listen to what in government they put out. Now the correct and authentic information. Rely on government information. Follow the Ministry of Information page for accurate information on this incident. See, but yeah, they emphasize on the words.
I hear you.
I will find it one more.
I know.
That would be as they understand what they talk. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we see pictures that floated from his page, where reports say these are pictures from the CCTV where capture Koita and another person by the name of Kaba Dumbuya, where, by the way, nor ever they are the wanted list force. Okay? Another are the wanted list of the police, the 34 names they them in pool. Another are the wanted list of the 29 names that we Ministry of Information pool ever. Okay? But then say this CCTV image show Koita and Kaba before Pademba Road prison. when the image come out, something not smell right. Something smell, but we'll come show the reason why we think say the image then the questionable. And we expert now, so I call them bionic waiting.
Bionic man.
Bionic man glasses or whatever looks today. But we experts, they can analyze for we the pictures then. So over to the technical team for see if he ready. Will they put the pictures them? I think we get five.
Let us talk first before we put some out. I don't say if you know reason make our talk for because it's very important for Leka just give a short brief of what possibly we can talk about. And you don't highlight a lot of serious issues them regarding that. And one way I pick up that the fact that Kabadumbia was not on any of the wanted list, both from the Ministry of Information and from the police. That is very, very interesting because the reason being, if according to the Ministry of Information, there is a CCTV footage of an individual alongside Koita, how comes he's not on the wanted list? That's one. Two, what about the individuals surrounding Koita? How comes none of them are possibly on the wanted list? So that's one question I pick up from the discussion we just get so quickly. And secondly, like I said earlier on, technology has evolved so much that now you can see me on the screen, and I just want you to pay attention to my surroundings. Reason being,
show me example.
No, my surroundings them, as in, I want you to pay attention to my body line. Yeah. Reason make I say like you pay attention to my body line because even my hair, where they're very close to the black frame na my background, is different. You can clearly distinct my hairline from that frame, and they are both black.
Okay, then the picture in edge, that picture.
Correct. Okay. Now make I put me in this specifically, so you go see exactly.
Una pay attention.
And make I do that specifically, so you're gonna exactly what they say. And then secondly, watch my frame, the outline edges of my body. Yep. And if I zoom my picture, which I'm possibly going to do for the purpose of clarity, you will still see that my body frame is even going to be clearer than you expect.
Bionic man. There.
Yes, this is bionic
man.
Wow.
Now this is what a wow.
So you see how my image is even sharper when I zoom into it? Okay, the reason for that is because I am on a TV screen. And you can do equally the same on a picture. But let's just take things one after the other, if I will say so. And by doing that, some of the discrepancies they will get with the images of a CCTV footage is very clear. Now, the first question I possibly want to ask, what's the range of the CCTV camera to the spot of identification, the distance that the CCTV camera covers? Because the further the CCTV camera, the difficult you might be able to identify who those people are. The closer the image comes towards the CCTV camera, the clearer the picture. But let's still take into consideration, say, the CCTV footage is not going to be as 110% clearer than we possibly expect. Again, we don't see a lot of struggle with some of the CCTV footages of allegations of the so-called crime where Americans then put on terrorists, then where then put now Guantanamo Bay with CCTV footages. Juma, I beg continue, make I just get charger for me laptop, make it not go off.
Okay, so
1 second.
Now we hang on there. We don't tell us the bionic man a car with glasses today. for different reasons because he know they watch anybody in face. And it's interesting that T-Boy begin for lay foundation. It don't give an example. Let's understand what is a CCTV. They read the word CCTV, they say closed circuit television, what you call it, okay? Closed circuit television for waiting, for surveillance, for help, for provide, for aid and assist with security, because you go able for monitor different screens where you they plug, you go able for give you different views. For example, this is not a CCTV, but we are broadcasting here from different parts of the world. Our technical team is able to capture my image, T-Boy's image, and any other image where we want for show, able for put them together. So CCTV, get the CCTV room where the operator they for monitor and surveillance. Because if me team up before Pademba Road gates, prison gates, I'm not able to see what they happen behind the gates near outside the church day. I'm not able to see what they happen at the far end outside the magistrate's court day. I'm not able to see what they happen at the other end, close to outside roads authority day. And I'm not even before outside at the map na Pademba Road, I go only able for see so far, I'm able for look left and right. But the CCTV surveillance for able for help me for capture all the other sensitive area than they and hot spots, so we're not gonna be blindsided. Number one, CCTV images, when you record it, you can store it for as long as possible until somebody else go delete it. You can save it for years if you want, as long as you get a what you call them. Some people, some offices, then they record them up to 30 days and then reuse the what you call them because of storage after they don't review. So you can use them as evidence for so many things. T-Boy mentioned Guantanamo Bay, and we're going to mention this specifically because this has been serious crime. You have two young Asian-looking guys were born and grew up, I think it's Leicester, and I didn't been there. During all this terrorist business, where they say, how they call the terrorist group? Al-Qaeda, all of that kind of thing. How do you call you? Al-Qaeda and the Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Okay, the Afghanistan, and so they say Al-Qaeda network, terrorist cells. When I remember all them big name, they make it tremble, where they work out your backpack self in London, you're afraid because they will pull you over and search you, all of that. So then two young men there, we been then elites, then they don't criticize government and things like that. So government we want enough proof to the British people say, then they do their work for capture their network here. Homegrown terrorists, so they are refer to them as, because they say they
home cells, they call it home cells.
Home cells, they don't radicalize. So images then pop up of them two young men they also say, then Afghanistan, then go train for be terrorists, where they graduate, then they come back now Leicester for can train other people them, so then go widen the Al-Qaeda network within Britain. When I remember I said Britain, we don't get terror attacks them a couple of times, right? Whether they not succeed or not, but they create serious fear in the country. Them young man, they then capture them now England, they then carry them go Guantanamo Bay. Then go keep them there for over a year, they interrogate them, they do waterboarding, this, that. But them able to get lawyer. The lawyer fetch them case and prove beyond all reasonable doubt, say then two man here, they not ever go Afghanistan. But the intelligence forces then provide pictures. They say this is a satellite image, then take them pictures, then they wear Adidas tracksuit, and then show them. Say them be there in Afghanistan, then they say, look now, on our face this. Not on our face this, yes. Now on our face this. How na go deny South now say not to una dey in Afghanistan for go train? Because that's the intelligence either way they get or them way them will let the people believe. Months after, them get for release them.
Juma,
because yes, sir.
Look, remember, in the AI not being disclosed to the wallet.
Exactly, artificial intelligence not being there.
But even then at the CIA world.
Even then at the CIA, the MI6, so just to the intelligence people, and they not being get access to this for do all them kind of thing and they. Waiting save them guide and they, because they may get an alibi for sure say that day when they say them in the Afghanistan, the date and time. And that is why we ask about date, time, event, and look at different things so they can analyze this. Proof say, them people and them be doing a work. Them be they work for what you call the people that they sell technology thing. PC World, I think.
And PC World get clock card.
Exactly. PC will get clock card, not just that, but then you dey sign. Where you come in, you dey sign the register. Then supervisor na improve. Say no, them people are these dates where they be say they be the Al-Qaeda, they be the can work. Look, we even get register na ya. Where show say then they sign every day where they can work place. So how them go then a PC world na Leicester and then still then na Afghanistan na Al-Qaeda place. The reason being why I could mention this, and for support with earlier statements say, treat people as innocent until proven guilty. Do not persecute them based on reports from government or any intel where you get until you prove beyond all reasonable doubt. So that is what I wanted to say about that T-boy, that incident there.
All right, thank you very much, Juma. I think I just read the spanner for you for make you scatter the in the way you need for scatter. Today, me a bionic man. You watch nobody in face. But anyway, like I say, we really need to know exactly what are some of the huge consequences of this particular thing. Also, we can talk about today. I remember 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 years ago, UK began for introduce facial ID for capture criminals them on the road. But guess what? They stop it because it infringe into people's rights. And when that happened, again, there are people who can manipulate things. I'm not saying it is impossible. They can manipulate anything. And now the turn away Al-Qaeda being so sophisticated all over the world, they use AI intelligence. We possibly not been not exposed to the world yet. Or maybe able to plant so many things them now, so many people you will know for say something might be innocent or something might be guilty. Some people walk away and some people get squeezed for basically not being in the right place at the right time. So now God no more will determine the one that we possibly were innocent or guilty. But we don't see how things can be manipulated. So with this specific incident we talk about today in regards to Quetta in pictures, then we will see as CCTV footages that will end up in the Ministry of Information Facebook page raise a huge amount of concerns from the technical world of whose side we belong. And I believe say most times I try not to actually judge anything that I see, regardless. But if you prompt me and say, T-boy, take a second look at this. In a video picture. Like a million times, I have phone calls coming from various different people from various different sectors. But say, T-boy, I want like you watch this video for me or watch this picture. They're not just only coming to me because they think I know. No, but they think I am experienced enough to possibly identify what might be legit or not legit or what might be a true picture of what you think or what you need to think. So sometimes I tend not to actually pay attention to certain details of certain things that I see. But you don't need for prompt me mindset and say, T-boy, check that. Because as soon as you do prompt me mindset, T-boy, check that, I will automatically just go into that mood of checking it straight away because I worked with instinct. So when this picture begin fly all over people and they say, T-boy, what is this? I'm like, what are you talking about? And me on team say, T-boy, look this team back again, but they can see exactly what it is. So when I open the picture, my brain begin working out straight away. Say, well, I need to watch this picture now properly. Okay, the first thing I do is to blow it up. any image we get anything we then tamper with, as you blow them up. So, and when I say blow it up, not from the average phone where you go get or laptop or whatever you might be using. There are certain softwares that we use for design concepts where they blow an image to pixel, and pixels in picture is the amount of dots. Then they give you the face where we get so for become face. Sometimes just this me glasses, it will get past how many million pixels. And the pixels that I talk about now, box, now squared box, then they form an image put together, compressed, where they give you either a clear picture or a defocused picture or a faded picture or a picture we're not even able to recognize who the person is. So that is exactly what's in make an image. An image is full of boxes that is put together when like a million. Now make you can see your phone and they ask you, say, how many megapixels is this particular phone taking? Then go tell you, say 20, 100, 50, 75, 60, it depends. And the higher the megapixels, the quality of the picture becomes. And the quality of the picture, it means you can blow it up to a certain scale. You will still preserve the quality of that picture. So like you're watching my video now, if I blow my video screen to a certain scale and make them very close up, it defocus at some points, and then it regulates itself and gets the actual focus. But if you use your phone and blow up that phone on Zoom and you take a picture, it's different from where you take a normal picture on your phone on that same particular image. So now the question now where would you ask, now the fact say, this picture of Quetta has been taken from a CCTV video footage, not picture, video footage. What best evidence will you share to the world if you want to share an evidence of a video of somebody who was found wanting in a specific area that is not supposed to be? It's a video footage. You have it already. If it is a video footage that you have, no need for you for come show me a picture image of somebody where you see where me feel say anybody can do that. But if you have a video footage, maybe that can even justify a little bit of your truth. If we don't dig deep into that particular video footage as well, because also that can be manipulated. It depends on how you look at it. Go on, Juma.
So just you talking about megapixels, because clarity comes into play here, okay? Yeah. Yeah. So the image they can show, the pictures they show, say, now from a CCTV footage, meaning the camera within the CCTV, alleged CCTV camera capture, now in the put into a picture form, for easy presentation, maybe for share with we. So then show we picture, then not show we the video, okay? But then show we the picture format. And based on my own research, Naya, the average, and at least it's a 2 megapixels way can to CCTV footage. Now the average that one day, the minimum, you get higher up to 8 megapixels and all that. So it makes they use the minimum until no say una salon a drag with the drag. So sometimes not get better money. So we can go for low range, or sometimes they can charge for high range, but then we buy low range.
No, Juma, yeah. The essence of the 2 megapixel is for storage purposes, because it means 2 megapixel can record maybe for 10 hours.
Correct.
But 8 megapixel can record for like 4 hours or 5 hours, because the higher the megapixel, the higher the quality, the more space it takes. So if we go for 2 megapixels, it means that's the least. Now, like where you get online picture, 72 is the minimum megapixel we can use for online purposes, and it gets clarity. If you want to go above that, it takes more space. Yeah, so that's the difference. It's not just about the size, but it also the weight of the image as well.
So I just use the minimum. No, say if we try say at the minimum salon for, they make the excuse then now way sometimes other people then go make say, oh now this makes maybe the alleged picture not clear or whatever. So I'm just want to bring down the inside continuity. But
so yeah, so basically those are some of the concerns we want for can highlight. So we can now go to the pictures then, we're in our picture one. So what we did on the pictures, we show the original picture and the blow
whose original picture? The one
original picture where the minister put in Facebook page of Quetta, we didn't say na Pademba Road. But the question we want for ask, where what location of Pademba Road is that particular picture taken? Is it the front view? Is it the side? Is it the back? Where was that picture taken?
And when?
And when?
When is important, and we'll share why the when is important as we go along as well.
Yeah.
Over to you, sir.
Where you carry me, you understand me, know what you face.
We know they what you face.
Last time I come, I see them. I know you for talk. This time, come, I see now. I put on my glasses. But anyway, you see, some of these things we'll talk about is very serious. And I feel say we get for a look at the consequences of what would be the implications. Because again, we know say the previous case we highlight of former Major General or Major Paulo Conte as in the president's office. There is no CCTV footage.
No, then tell them again CCTV.
Oh yeah, whatever. We know say now there was no CCTV covering the president's office, and that is very serious.
So Lewis, we don't see picture one. Allow left and day first. Before T-Boy analyze picture one, I want to go to waiting now the statement from Chernobyl, the minister. Now this is a photo update. Surveillance image on November 26 show captured suspect Amadou Koita and wanted fugitive dismissed Superintendent Kaba Doumbia with arms during the attacks on Pademba Road prison. Image is date and timestamp. Please contact the police on 119 or 900 with any information on the whereabouts of Doumbia or any of the other wanted fugitives. So now that, so not so we report to, now waiting the minister report now in your personal Facebook page. So T-Boy, over to you. This now picture one. We they see two sides of picture one. Talk with you picture one.
With picture one, you get the image really on the left when Koita supposed to be, and the Doumbia guy where you highlight, we may not have anyway. I just see him for the first time. Well, what the picture? I don't even know that name anyway. So that's him there. And when you look at the picture with Sakul, now the fact say we want for highlight say this is not an original image of Koita standing there. I will say there because I don't know where he is standing.
Yeah,
or whose particular side he did. Yeah. And when you look at the picture, when you go up towards the side, Usai, you all where the gun in mot for the or the handle or the back of the gun in end is a jagged edge. Under normal circumstances, if you watch the person where they be in Koita, is supposed to forget background.
What do you mean?
If you watch the background,
people are Koita.
People are supposed for they be in Koita. But if you watch the background, it's very clear. So that means that picture there, Usai then say it's enough. So the brown dot supposed for the day is not the same brown dust on the other side of Ian.
So on the other side, Usai the
on in right hand side as we are watching the picture now.
Come camouflage all gone.
That's it. So basically on that side, if you watch the green, or I mean the brown where they is different from the brown. And the brown where they under suppose Koita in gone is an airbrush brown. It's not a natural brown. We go blend in. We go blend in with the grass.
So now put the brown there.
Of course. So then you make the brown go all the way up to the gun handle Usai with circle.
Okay. Talk to me like we are novice, them will not understand.
I'm not saying you know to novice, but anyway.
No, for
so
the benefit
that's not the clarification of picture number one.
All right, so picture number one, there's something else I see.
Okay.
If you watch picture number one on the one Usai you circle, and even the side Usai, then they say Koita all the gun. That two are the C. Okay. One, there is an OSD. Usai Koita all the gun. Wait, Alex say put in hip.
Yep.
You see hand in color.
It gets two colors, yes. It gets one brown hand and one black hand.
So that hand, if you like, we give person a prosthetic limb, where you have hand,
like false hand.
Then if you watch the same hand, Usai you circle for sure say that quite and they different from the other side. Tell like I say the person put in either in chin or whatever, it is up. You don't see? Or I may not they see fine.
I don't know if they see fine, no. But I know this.
On Usai you circle with the green. Watch Usai the hand they up. The hand in shoulder area. No, okay, no.
Suppose for the hip. The way suppose for the on top.
But the discrepancy there. Why comes that man there and black and then other and brown?
That's it. That's one.
Man they bleach away the bleach now one hand no more they bleach and they bleach the other hand on a fire being rosa.
Well, then they up to the viewers and judgments for decide whether that particular image they make sense to what we circle and the amount of brown when I airbrush brown and the amount of element the way they show clearly say this is a doctored picture. I don't know how it's done, but I think it is a doctored picture because again, airbrush brush is totally different from natural grass or brown or whatever it is. And when you blow that image even further, you could possibly see the pixels of that airbrush there. It is stand out on your own.
Okay. So it is different from the
totally different from the brown way go down on the other side. You can't make those two comparisons. Now, like a way one na brush, then one a natural sand. That is exactly what you see on picture one.
For example, if you paint us, you decide for whitewash one side, they paint the other side brown.
Then are two different colors you get.
Exactly. Okay.
But if you paint us, we get brown dotty, and you use brown paint.
Yeah, the difference.
Brown dotty they get gravel, like it gets other elements of brown panel, when like a dark brown, white brown, light brown, and then they be exactly brown.
Right.
Even though not brown dotty, it gets gradients of brown. But the brown paints where you go paint, you know go ever able for match around with the dotty because the dotty gets other extra elements of brown way they panel. We know to just the natural brown way you see. So that's exactly.
You know they be the same. You know they ever get.
They will never be the same. That's okay, from the painting side of things.
But it not go be the same.
It not go ever be the same. It go always be different. But when you do a blown up image, there you see the difference. But for the fact say the pixel of the picture go get high quality, you never able to tell much of the difference. Plus you blow them up.
Right. Now go to picture 2.
All right. Picture 2. Again, picture 2, we circle the knee of suppose for Bikoita. And then when you look at the gradient of the brush, where you describe for feather, the image of that particular trousses, you see, say this trousses now cut and put and enable for cut and properly for make you not see what's in behind the background. So the background of the picture itself, it is show on the trousses where you see like a faded blue.
Okay.
So the gradient of that faded blue of that trousses they were then cut is not the same compared to where you go up towards greater in suppose for be hips.
Okay.
It's a total different area because the amount of light we've been there on top of in hip where get the brown dotty, then be one for left that grass there for make it look natural. That's why they use gradient on the knee side. So the gradient on the knee now kind of camouflage the grass. But when you blow them up, you just see the blue elements of the background of that particular picture. You know, fits. But when you see them from the layman's eyes, you think is the picture. But when you blow it up, to that extent, the way I blow them up, so you're able to see the difference. Say, no, this picture is being graded. And the gradients, now like a way you describe for reduce the other elements of the picture within at the edge. Yeah. Okay. So that is exactly what in then doing that particular side of the picture there. And then subsequently, where you look at the white elements where the inside has something like a cardboard.
Yeah.
What should that be? What should that represent? What is it? Because the white is very distinctively clear.
Inside the
right? Inside something like that cardboard. Now pure white, and this is not like a dirty area. Mm-hmm. You should not find an element of a white piece of material. Now that brown dirty day, not to magic. So it's also another element of the imposed texture for make that particular side of Queta supposed for being intrusive for stand out on the cut where then cuts the particular image. So then now I make you see what's in behind that particular side for the fact say they might not have enough time to do it. No, just put white today. They could just lock that only like for say no more. Now white something within that particular all day. But if it was natural, it will not be that bright, clear. Take into consideration now CCTV footage.
All right. Okay, thank you. Let's move on. We'll go to picture number 3.
Right, picture number 3, they talk about the okay. The hairline of supposed crater in head and the mark we go around in neck we get white is questionable. Now, let we watch this picture clearly and let we identify crater in haircuts specifically. Yeah, it looked like somebody were freshly cut in here.
Yes.
Somebody will get fresh cuts. Yeah. And we all know Queta over the past couple of years not don't get that haircut there as Afro. Queta is kind of Lebanese looking, light skin, in ear collie.
Yeah.
And there is no way.
Yeah.
You got collie here.
Fulamania.
Fulamania. I know what's not Fulamania. Queta to Fulaman.
Nafula.
Nafula? Oh, okay. I didn't know. I've seen a Madingo.
Madingo and Fula.
Okay. So basically, in the gets then kind ear then they will not know Queta for that kind ear day. And when you look at the back of the ear, you see a distinctive white line. And that white line is supposed to be chain. Yeah. If not chain, quite away.
But how you wear white chain?
When I make I say it's supposed to be chain, if not chain, quite away. But that doesn't look like a chain to me. That's one. And two, the line is distinctive, go all the way up to Mbako. And that's the signify exactly where the cut was made. Again,
when you say cut, what do you mean?
Picture imposure. It wasn't graded properly. There was not enough time to do it. Let's just bang it and put it out there. So that's not the element of picture number 3. And the reason why I make a highlight, say, take a look at picture number 3 and pay special attention to Queta supposed to be in haircuts. And picture Queta how you don't always have over the past couple of years. Whose kind hair he gets? Whether a Fulaman hair or Kuli hair, or it gets natural afro like that. When was the last time you saw him with such hairstyle? So pay attention to that very closely because it means a lot on the other subsequent pictures that we'll get for sure. Next one, please.
Thank you. Let's go to 4, picture number 4. I hope our viewers are following. And if you not get questions, please feel free to ask your questions and make your comment because we'll look for a reform. We are not claiming to be the experts here, but we just want to share with him we see so far. Over to you, sir. Picture number 4.
Picture number 4. Again, we suppose for the watch Queta in left hand from looking at the picture, right? And Again, pay a close attention to picture number 4 because it means a lot. On the next slide, we'll get for C. Picture number 4, they show 2 dots, 2 tiny dots, but only when you blow them up, now you see them 2 tiny dots. And what are those dots representing? They are very distinctive. And again, we don't know say Koita gets any kind of bandage where it's tiny and where sometimes the bandage will show. We don't know whether if we don't get any kind of injuries until we don't cover with plaster. We don't know whether it gets anything where possibly it hide. But for some reason, there was 2 dots where feel like a Mickey Mouse eyes. I don't know what those dots represent, but it is very unusual for make you get then 2 white dots in a subordine and with no significant reason. It's either a bandage, a band, a plaster, or something, but they look like Mickey Mouse eyes. So that's question the legitimacy of that particular shot there. Because if you look at them deeply, from the original picture, you might not identify it. If you just look at picture number and you don't get the knowledge of looking at picture in depth, you will not take it into consideration, you just ignore it. So that is exactly why I think we cycle that particular area of the picture because we're not sure what that is. It's either something is underneath that picture, and again, if you look at the gradients on the side of that picture, it's still, you get like a blue shade of right. Where it differentiates the airline, the line of the t-shirt, and the dust. So basically, then Skyfall put some amounts of gradient there, but then again, failed to do something over that because if you look at the anna, like already unswell. Right. So let's pay a close attention to that particular area of Koita and because it will mean a lot on the further pictures the way they watch.
So before we go to the other picture, there's something I saw here, and I'm going to bring the other gentleman there, Kabadumbuya. If you watch on the picture side, not to the side they show the ano, not to side circle, but outside and say they're all gone. Okay. If you watch their neck, they all two get the same white chain.
Okay.
If you watch Kabanyon, where you drum, the same kind white wearing the supposedly Koita, now the same kind white Insai get. The only thing, the difference, Kabanyon chain come on top in bag, in cross bag.
Interesting.
So you understand what I mean?
Yep.
Because you get the chain, then the chain come on top the cross bag when you blow them up.
Okay, the reason why I did delay small now because I want to blow them up.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got it.
So it's to show you that that side is not a chain. Now we then put aid and take aid and put on one side, like you say, they're not able for smooth and fine. And all of them for let it look too natural.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, the same white line go across in back. Yes, I saw it. Yep. Yeah, I saw it. Is that definitely if you watch that particular side itself again, it also they show 2 distinctive mark. One is black with it on top the white line. Exactly. And that white line there, that black line there is too definite to be just a line. It is a line like a cut.
Right.
So it's too definite. You know, they get 2 major colors. Where Kaba supposed to be a light skinned man. What's in black they go do the. If not the vest or the t-shirt where he wear, they expect and forget a gray color, not really a white or black at the top of it. So basically, yes, I totally agree with you. Seeing that back again, jiggle a huge moment of concern. Say, even the end of the chain where you go towards the back of a neck, it's not complete. It's just angry.
Right.
So yes, I agree.
Okay.
We have it open and loud now. Make I don't see that other element the way it's guy for highlights. So yes, it is there and it is clearly not looking good.
All right. So let's go to picture number 5.
Picture number 5 is the decider, I think.
Yeah. Okay, Bionic Man.
Yeah, Bionic Woman. Right. Picture number 5. Again, I tell you earlier one say, let's look at Koita in here on picture number 3, we've been shown earlier on. And I decided to put that picture next to the proposed Koita and Koita where then say they apprehend the police cell we sit down. Now, how many days between the time where Koita appear in this video in our CCTV footage? We then show you
26
about 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And how many days it take for me to arrest Koita?
So the arrest date now, let me see here. I try for see the arrest date now yesterday actually, no, not yesterday.
No, the day before yesterday.
Okay, so day before yesterday now the 5th.
Okay, so now this is a freshly haircut man. Like I said earlier on, we never don't start with this kind of haircut. Yeah. So if you have a haircut and we then now assume the Koita was on the run, not in the jungle.
Right.
Not in the jungle, in an enclosed environment where he is supposed to be comfortable, possibly scared of being caught or something else. Now, how can a freshly haircut man grow hair? We go end up for be like a dreadlocks within 5 days. Yeah, that's one. Where you barb, your haircut will be as sharp as it is, but not as sharp as we did see what in Koita look like way in the arrest time. So my take on this particular picture don't clarify that. And then look, we look at Koita in left hand where we make the example for the two things where we see that the side of his hand will not be too sure of whether Mickey Mouse.
It look like he swell.
Thank you. It looked like say the hand swell before he was arrested. If the hand be small and then now look swollen, then I go understand. But if the hand being swell, now it look flat, too much of a difference. And then look, we look at the structural image of Koita. Before, within 3 days. Okay, you don't lose weight under tension, I understand that. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Only if you end up in the jungle. Then I will understand your deterioration rate within that shortest period of time. But under normal circumstances, if you not eat for 5 days, like where I be tell you earlier, I want to say then it's time for make we big so that they're gonna go able for Siri as you get bigger. So if I put you in the jungle, you must get something where they make you survive for 5 days, where you need to lose drastic weight like that if you were stable in an environment. Because you're not dehydrated, you're not moving around, you're just stable. Even if you're in the jungle, but you get water, you take in something, you need to lose drastic weight within that shortest period of time. Because you're not dehydrated, you're not exhausting yourself, you are in a stable environment.
And pale, but not lose weight like that.
Not like that. So basically, the 5 days of Koita we see on the CCTV image is different from the 5 days after Koita's arrest. So those are the differences, and those are great differences.
If you look at the Koita standing,
mm-hmm.
you may possibly have seen Koita in person, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one standing in blue, that person looks tall.
Exactly.
Right? And he looks built up here. He's broad-shouldered.
I would say Koita is tall, but not broad-shouldered.
So even if you lose weight,
yeah,
you frame not they go.
No.
You understand? So if you're broad here, you're still broad, whatever it is. But when you look at that picture, Koita sitting, that now slender person compared to the person standing there.
Juma, yeah. Looking at Koita now, possibly I saw him like a year ago or a couple of, and he's likely the same person that I see on the picture, Usai Sidom.
Okay.
Yeah. It's likely the same person that I'm looking at, sitting down there. Exactly. Exactly. It's likely the same person where at the sea. Because when I remember the last stuff they didn't do a couple of months or years ago, much hasn't changed of what I'm seeing now. And this picture of Quetta Wede on the left with the blue, that is the Quetta possibly 10 years ago we will not don't see.
Right.
Because I will tell you, say something, maybe now that Quetta the name possibly Tinapso on the left. But the Quetta with Tinap on the left is not the same Quetta on the right. With that couple of days difference, we last not Siam and the one that we Siam and the one that we see in this backstage. But my other question is, the CCTV footages only came out when after his arrest, right?
Yes.
So basically, analysis of the comparison and compare and comparison of what they might want to put out.
Right. So the 26th, right? November 26th, then pull them out, right? Let's go first say, all right, before we go November 26th, then go open prison, they don't find out saying acquitted them because we got a wanted list on the same dates.
Yep.
The same day, and then put a wanted list. So the first place you may have gone to is Wilberforce, Pademba Road Prison, Cockrell, and Freetown, all the side where they're in affected areas. And the first side where you go now outside, now the CCTV for see Uda and Uda and Kanaya. Let's assume, based on this argument, say they may get CCTV footage. So why not pull that picture there immediately for proof so we say, you know, indeed he was there. That's one. But you waited until after an arrest for showing CCTV footage, until after an arrest. That's one. Let's go now to the timestamp and the surrounding area. As far as we know, based on reports, it was raining in Sierra Leone around the time. True or false?
True.
So from 2 o'clock in the morning till around that same day, it was raining.
And heavily too, because we ordered a message there. Yep.
And we all know where it rain na salon, it pours seriously. If rain be the calm, and this according to the timestamp, now 8 o'clock, it's almost 8:30 in the morning. So from 2 o'clock to 8:30, now about how many hours? Is it 6 hours?
Yep.
So 6 hours, that place they not dry the way it dry so. That place where dry so now like I said, we don't starve for water for a long time, including the grass the way they be any under.
Thank you.
The grass, the dust, you know, see it's soaked, it's
no potter holiday.
No potter, no mud, no anything within 6 hours from where this image captured. And we're still asking the question, whose partner Pademba wrote this? Whose partner Pademba wrote this image? And why we not able to forget, if you can get the image of this, why we not get an image, CCTV image of the front end of Pademba Road? Let us say not to Koita, but the other people that we go open the gates. Okay?
Because we might see other more footages of other areas of the prison. Okay, let me say, sir, this particular picture was captured at the front gate, but where are the other images of other inmates coming out?
Exactly.
I mean, he stood there for how long?
Right.
How many frame shots can you produce of that particular scene? You have to show
different frames, just like how they try for show it all gone, it's map. They only show you one image, only the face of E and Kaba. Who that not the other people? Because I they suspect if me intelligence can serve me right, me bread and butter intelligence, meaning anybody where they around Koita now perpetrators and participate people.
It's a person of interest. Yeah.
And now persons of interest and friendly people and to Koita them.
Yeah.
Why didn't you show us those people as wanted people or fugitive or people of interest on they look for? So what were those people doing? Are they just bystanders because Uda go up in Pademba Road where they on a mission? Okay, for go open where then they on a mission, because when you all gone, means you're on a serious mission.
Yeah.
So how then team up and put their hand at their side? Now quite insecurity them.
They look relaxed, like they chill.
They look relaxed. So even if not quite insecurity, then why una not show with them face? And these people are clad up in waiting. OSD looking uniform
and military
fatigue looking uniform. And the other way team up, me don't know if na yala close where or they try for Photoshop the thing and not Photoshop better. I don't know what it is on a McDonald's M symbol.
It looked like it actually looked like McDonald's M symbol, but it looked like a rucksack bag as well.
Okay, so it can be anything.
It can be anything, true.
So
because
why
you don't know the other side of the image. No, but Juma, on a very serious note, if I want to prove a point with the CCTV footage, I show you different angles of you. When then they trace people with CCTV image, we don't know who that the person be, they track your movement. Okay, this person, he come out Usai, he come out na Camberwell, he won't go down Elephant and Castle. Then from Elephant and Castle, we see him also this same image down at the train station, it go into one train. So basically, it all using pass. If we have a suspect name, we check whether it's up, Usai it's up, and what in it's up with. If he jump barrier, we go still see a CCTV footage of where they jump barrier. So basically, they track you down. Okay, let's say Sierra Leone don't have that intelligence, for example. And now what we have cannot just be a single image to identify an individual if we don't have subsequent image to back it up. Meaning the same person in the same environment in various different angles or various different movements. We have a side view of him. We have a front view, because you're not going to tell me, say, now one side no more question I put in face, stay, he talk on. No. He talk to people, and so basically he was looking at these people now. So basically the picture where they give you of him, they want to clarify is him. That's why they have a front view footage of the picture where they post now the public domain for people to be convinced that Koita has been arrested.
Again, you talk about different images. Based on we research, a CCTV camera, they capture up to 300 meters or between 30 to 50 meters if it's dark. You understand? If they go up to 40 feet, 40 to 120 feet. So 40 feet to 120 feet, we were able to see more coverage area. We were able to show you the opposite side of Pademba Road, because the camera not the point inside Pademba Road. It points out based on the Bicona streets according to them. If we're able to show you the left, the right, and forward side. So if na Pademba Road, this image day, if we're able to show you up to the Benjamin Lane side of things, the
almost there,
the corner streets there where they lead to Benjamin Lane.
Yeah.
If we're able to show you that. If now the other side of Pademba Road, if we're able to show you some distance closer to Dwazak.
But Juma, let's be honest. If you put CCTV footage na Pademba Road, now outside you put them on the inside.
Not inside they put them, but let's say you want to cover the perimeter, the outside, okay?
Okay, if you cover the perimeters of Pademba Road, where would you specifically put a CCTV camera?
And they put them close to the fence then for the gate first, the barbed wire around. I make I tell you about the corner edges then.
So it's either the security apparatus is wrong, or there is no security apparatus. You just want to come impose one and plant one. As far as we are concerned, again, we are asking the question: if the Ministry of Information have subsequent footages of this CCTV footage, because it is not a still footage, it is a CCTV, closed-circuit television, not closed-circuit picture, but television, meaning moving images. And I can tell you for sure, like I talk so right now, I make movements, right? If you want to identify saying me, I wear glasses, I can pull them because I don't wear these glasses constantly. But if you want to identify, say, T-Boy wear glasses for that program day, from the beginning to the end, You first show me at the beginning, you show me in the middle, then you show me at the end. Because at the end, I might be looking straight, I might be looking sideways because I look at another image, I might be looking down because I read, I might be looking this way. Why make you feel the same when they take a mug shot of a criminal in America, they do 3 sides? Why? Because they want to identify you all the various different views. The front view, left side, and right side. That can identify you. Because somebody might be looking at you from the side and you get a picture. It can identify who you are. But this particular CCTV footage, they only show you one side of Koita. Where is the other side of him? Because it is not a still image, it is a CCTV footage. So they possibly must have done a screenshot.
Right.
Yeah. Under normal circumstances, like you clearly highlighted, it was raining. But under normal circumstances, CCTV footages, they recorded their time code on the corners of the CCTV frame itself. Either on the top right or on the top left. The bottom right or the bottom left. You can never have a CCTV footage recording in the middle of the frame. Practically impossible. Because guess what?
That's the image.
Thank you. Thank you. So it's always at the corner point. This is just
a standard setting.
It's just a standard operation. It is okay. It's default. It's a default setting.
Right.
The only reason why that cannot be a default setting if you change and you self.
So let's just put them into perspective for people then. If we now look at we screen right now on the watch on Sierra Gem Media, we logo then the Usai. Sierra Gem Media then at the looking at the screen at the left, right? Mm-hmm. How they go inside the Republic the Usai. Up na the right, then the map the middle. Why did we put it that way? We logo the dong. Because if we put them at the middle, you go to strain for watch. There are certain things the way T-Boy go to do. You're not going to for see fine. Where you go say something they cover light you. Example, you where they watch football match or anything where you they watch. You know they ever see image in the middle except if they want for project something for let you see. But the different settings. No, that's just come.
No, go far. Yeah. If anybody is watching us live right now, the top left of your screen, Usai Facebook, then sign day and the live sign, and the time and the amount of people watching, Usai day.
At the up.
It is at the middle of the frame?
No.
It's at the top left-hand corner. So it is a default setting. The only reason why that default setting they go change, now if an individual choose for change them, and if an individual choose for change them, it's either gonna go left or it go right. It go bottom left or bottom right. You will not be able to justify that. The only thing you're going for justify is possibly scrolling text or an additional text where you want for put on that particular live coverage. If it is not an additional text where you want for add, but the setting of the camera where you get, put your camera on, and you look at your phone or you look at your device, the settings of the recording time and everything is always on the corners. It can never be in the middle.
A little bit more. Where T-Boy they talk in Creole, we they get waiting the English translation text, right?
Yeah.
Usai ide.
At the bottom.
You know the middle in face because that's a default setting.
Thank you.
Default. So it's the same with the timestamp, how them bill them, because now surveillance. If you put a middle there, it go something there important where if for capture where that time they go interfere with will not go be too clear for you. Because it don't be image on top image. You know, text on top image. So now that make them put on that way there. So this is another reason. But thank you so much, Mr. Bionic Man. We appreciate your expert knowledge on this forensic analysis.
Forensic journalist.
No, not to just say analysis, forensic analysis of the images, yeah, where don't put so much questions. The images, the environment, the time, and what's supposed to happen. Because if it be the rain, it is soak.
Yeah.
But yanda, it not soak.
It guy.
So
and it does the back safe.
No, say the tagron also, but grass did. The grass dry like they know water for 20 years.
And even the brown dirty self, it's too brown.
Right. And even the colbot or whatever you may call them, I am familiar with that area because I grew up in Benjamin Lane. We get prisoners, them, the one they wait already for commot, where hard labor. Then they can't work for we. And then they can't clean, and then they can't cook, things like that. When they eat, then they go in the evening, then get food, then can go for themselves or other people them inside it. So we know that area, they lock me, I go able to tell you how that street they did. Because now we area. Behind the white field, outside church, then they now whatever. Now they will be the play ball. Outside the tennis court, now they will be the play ball. So we know that area. Now they will go put clay dirty for can make clay. So we sabi the area. The colbots the way we sabi, not to in that one day we will see another picture there. Not to him. Except if they don't build the streets different too.
But you just come off with inside June.
No, forget about that. Me, I go able to tell you before outside the block, outside I know for say if I they come near Pademba Road, I get for all me nose because he also shit they run na ya. It is smell, it is block. I able to tell you that. Outside as I begin reach now say I come on SLBC they come. I know outside they reach where they hold me breath for Pademba Road. If I come out the hung cotton tree they come, I know outside they reach for hold me breath. So the colbots yonder, nothing. That's one. So don't forget about all your analysis. Now let's go to the government, their own narrative. Because before we can have the program, we ask a question. Who is saying what? Who are they in charge of waiting? Let me see now. Government minister, now say this na CCTV footage. We want to people and go now to the press conference first, where they do on November 28th, 2 days after the Pademba Road, so the November 26th incident, 2 days after, where they get a press conference, they get the director of prisons, when Colonel, I think Colonel Masakoy, and you get the chief of defense staff, General Lavaron, Bindede, and the Minister of Information, when I input this 2 day, 1 day, the same day when they capture Koita, or a day after they capture Koita. Let me hear it in the press conference say about CCTV images.
Before you hear the press conference, I just want to highlight a few things on that particular area. Right. One, since this incident happened November 26, do we have anything like the Ministry of Defense in Sierra Leone?
If which is?
Do we have a Ministry of Defense?
Yeah, we do. We get Deputy Minister of Defense as well. Yeah, we get. Okay.
Do we have a spokesperson for the Ministry of Defense?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Leading the investigation, we asked a question last week. Is this investigation being led by the Sierra Leone Police, the Military of Sierra Leone, or the Ministry of Information?
So we still don't know who is leading what.
And we've never had anything from the Ministry of Defense because it's very important, because this is a defense breach, right?
But you get
a defense.
That it's Chief of Defense Staff.
Eh?
The Chief of Defense Staff.
He don't make any statement?
Yeah, and he did at this press conference.
No. Has he made any statement?
He don't make statements as an individual statement. He always makes statements during a press conference.
So he hasn't made a statement. He has answered questions.
Questions, yes.
But he hasn't made a statement. And the most knowledgeable person to make any kind of statement in a situation like this should be how do you call it? The Chief of Defense Staff, right?
Yes.
So that means is the person responsible for the security apparatus of Sierra Leone.
Correct, yes.
Am I lying or not?
No, you're not lying. From external action. And then the General of Police for internal security.
Okay, so if we have a military breach in Sierra Leone, now we military barracks, the person who for the reform more, therefore be the head of chief, the head of Call your name back again. Can't forget your name.
Chief of Defense Staff.
Chief of Defense Staff.
Yes.
So in hierarchy, in governance, is the Chief of Defense Staff not important if we have a security breach than the Minister of Information?
Well, again, that question will be answered later.
No, in hierarchy.
Yeah.
Look at the situation of the hierarchy.
Because one, in an expert force.
Thank you.
Two, is familiar with the people and because because some of the people in a wanted list are supposed to be serving military officers, other ranks, and all of them, and they so able for confirm. And three, these are security issues. So,
I just want to highlight that number because it will lead to the press conference where we can listen to just an extract of them, not the full one, but just an extract of the press conference. Because the reason we make Adi say so, now because if the Chief of Defense Staff haven't made a statement in regards to the defense apparatus of Sierra Leone, it only get for passing information, we could be second information to the Minister of Information.
Yeah.
Then it means we are either not serious about security apparatus in Sierra Leone or we are still joking about this incident. I'll give you an example. If there is a security breach in the UK, for example, wouldn't the first person where they come and make a public statement for reassure the people of London for say you're safe?
The Home Secretary.
Thank you. Why?
Because I'm in charge of security the under.
So Usaina, the Minister of Information, gets anything for do this?
Right. So then somebody must come back. Lamin then can just say the Office of National Security should have been in charge of disseminating information for security breach.
Thank you. Right. So I did not mention the ONS. Reason being, nothing of the ONS has been mentioned whatsoever in this whole investigation. Right. So are they relevant in Sierra Leone or they are not? So basically, we can just tell the Minister of Information and return to the Defense Information Center.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the interview. To the press conference if we are ready for that. Because
the press conference we primary thing now, so because we don't analyze those CCTV images, we want for hearing government say about CCTV.
Yeah.
Now both Pademba Road and Wilberforce.
Yes.
And also, it will still address the same question where T-Boy asked about who is in charge of what.
Yeah.
Una know the rule, not so. You ask one question, and we're not interested today. The people the way they give speech, now the one they will sit there. You now for ask question, okay? All right. So they do 5 first and see how we do. And it starts with the woman. Number 1, you. Wait. So they go. They do the 5. Number 2, the gentleman. Number 3, the lady under. Number 4, the gentleman. Number 5, the gentleman at the back. All right. Microphone for number 1. Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Mabel Kaba. I work for Liberty Online TV. I actually get 2 questions, but I go make one because of the rules. My question they go for the representative from prisons and also the army. Now this digital world where we do, the store outside them they keep the arms they also not get CCTV and also that of prison. When I not get CCTV.
Hello, my name is Saidoba. I work for AFP News Agency. My question, one, I would say, we can get any specific names of the ringleaders of this incident when it happened, or for able to identify them. We get a delegation from ECOWAS. Is the government considering ECOWAS deployment for now? Thank you.
David Aspen Solomon from Rise Radio. This will go to the military. When I make mention, say them booking to the army, we want to know if specific amount of figure of the arms and ammunition the way the attackers they have been carried.
Yeah, well, my name Auguste John C. I report for Heritage newspaper. Well, listen now to the military people. They make question they go. On that day where this thing happen, this attention could happen. I want to know why the military not pull a press release on that day immediately when this thing happen.
Yeah, good afternoon. Mina Abdullah Kago from Moonlight Radio. I just want to ask if, with all this weather happen, the ONS go recommend for the installation of security cameras in the country, specifically in Freetown.
So we come back. This is our first round, okay? The deputy minister don't say we will allow extended time today. So first rounds, whether we get CCTV, on the ECOWAS deployments question, say whether we consider ECOWAS deployments, obviously not at this minute. I can answer that to you one time. Say we they obviously everything ECOWAS can for do now for sure. Say then they in solidarity and they're able, ready, and willing for commit full force and support to the government and people of Salone. But with gallant security officials that already show say the current threats will be get then adequate for deal with and they don't deal with them appropriately. So I also want for not forget for pay respects to the lives of the multiple military officials that we give their life that day for the country. Because these now we heroes and heroines that we die in defending the states. So we need for pay respects there as well. And then specific details of the weapons and from the army, why military cannot pull press release, I go help that side. There's the way I talk, the press release will be come out from the Ministry of Information. Now been press release for the government of Salone. The military are part of the government of Salone. Yeah? So any release where they come out, I know you grab no matter I call, they all tell me waiting for say, President approve. We do. So indeed, the military actually communicates to you multiple times during the day. It's just that you don't see the name paranormal because in this instance, we talk as one government. We're not the government of Salone. We're not the Ministry of Information and Civic Education, are the official spokesperson for. Okay, sir? All right, so I don't answer 2 of the 5 questions. I'll come to you quickly on the CCTV one.
Okay. Well, we get various ways then we will monitor with correctional centers then, including technology. That we they analyze, and for security reasons, I not go disclose everything to owner. But we get ways and means for the monitor with correctional center. As we go with the investigation, we will get back to owner. Thank you.
All right, so very clearly, indeed, we get multiple ways, and as I say, this is the government, they analyze in detail in the. I guess there was a question on the armory.
Yeah, on the same CCTV. Yeah, fact, we don't be get CCTV. That we know that. I mean, I have to be clear on that. But it's a lessons for us. Thank you.
For the army.
Huh?
The armory, the question on the army. Yeah.
Oh, the details? Oh, okay. We get a system really where every day, every week, every month we check with arms and ammo holding across. It's a perfect system. But because this don't happen now, I cannot be exact in the figures. So maybe next you will be able to get the exact figures. But we are investigating because also we want to get internal investigation and know really how many of we arms and ammo were done lost during that time. So next sitting you now get that information there. Yeah, it's possible because we want to be sure. We want to be sure. I don't think I want to give you information where you come back. So I want to be sure. 3 days, and don't forget we got the issues that we grapple with. So we want to be sure really. But not too long, we'll get that information there.
I think what's important now that the military don't be very transparent. There was a breach, now military armory, weapons and mindide, and the assailants and lay hands on their weapon then they. In fact, in the operations and scenes, they don't able to retrieve some of their weapon here. So on the question of now would not the specific number and all, because of the detail here I don't point out, it's very difficult for you to go see now this specific number. And no one can give if una watch, we don't be very careful for giving information we will not show off. We make sure say we are thorough and transparent. We now see again a demonstration of the leaders of the state security apparatus here for come and talk to we plainly and transparently. So I just want for later issue.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for that video clip there. Very important. It was short, about 6 minutes or so, but very loaded. Lots of things come out of that. But T-Boy, while we keep this short, quick, then we go to analyzing that press conference on it. That we can do a whole program on them in itself. But let's focus on the issue of CCTV because that's not the question now. We then provide images of CCTV Nausai, Pademba Road. Okay. Yeah. The Mabel Kaba, thanks to her question was for 2 places were affected. The Wilberforce Armory and the Pademba Road prison. And we got 2 different answers. But I will let you go first on just the CCTV, then I will come in.
All right. One first, you see the amount of arrogancy in the officer responsible for the prisons, right? So basically what he was saying to us, now like we security apparatus not really concerned because there is none anyway. That's the truth of the matter. So whenever somebody talks down on you, it's 2 things. Doesn't want you to question him, doesn't want you to think that you should know what he possibly knows. Yeah? So what's in he expressed to me, now the fact say they have series of security apparatus then within the use, but not able to identify none based on the same thing where we get concerned over, which is security.
Right.
So how on earth he expects we as individual civil unions, where we don't know which kind of apparatus they use for monitor the prison system, and currently as we speak up to a couple of days ago, is only about 200 or so inmates don't voluntarily hand themselves over. So we now have more than 1,000+ inmates at large.
Yeah, almost 2,000 people been there.
Well, I'm just saying more than 1,000+ inmates. We go possibly up to that amount there. Where they at large right now, where we're not able to identify who they are. I had a discussion with somebody today say, if an inmate walk past you, smartly dressed from prison, you won't be able to know whether this person is ex-convict or somebody who don't want to form Pademba Road. They don't get marked with them tattoo there with all they see. So how you want me to say all the prison officers they work at Pademba Road can identify all the prisoners in Pademba Road? And no, not possible.
Including technology, then get other ways the way that they monitor.
Well, Insai they have various different ways of monitoring system. Now the correctional units the way then they protect, but enable for identifying none to it. Secondly, the head of
defense staff.
Chief of Defense Staff. You see, anybody will not sabi lie, not sabi lie.
Yeah.
Anybody will not sabi lie, not sabi lie. So now I am seeing the reason why they are not allowing certain people to talk.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Enough to say we did not have CCTV. I mean, get him, and it's a lesson learned. But one thing I will give it to him.
Then make us say, when you not sabi lie, you not sabi lie.
Yeah.
That man spoke the truth of what they don't have. As a military officer, we're supposed to forget CCTV, possibly in the entire barracks.
Right.
Because the barracks is supposed to be a secure environment.
Right.
I think, my opinion, two main reasons why CCTV does not operate in Sierra Leone are the two main reasons why Sierra Leone will not go digital.
Because electricity and internet.
That is one, but that is not just the reason. All our acts and activities as individuals in Sierra Leone is not straightforward.
Right.
So we don't want anything that will track we.
Yeah, Yuki business.
Thank you. So if they go put CCTV footage or camera now the ministry barracks, you get some man where they chill with in company, baby. You get some baby where they chill with in company, man. And gunfire in command and shoot somebody. Tell you say, well, I see where they come up here to me, girl. Miss unable for bear the pain. I shoot you. What the proof? CCTV footage there. So for the facts they want for cover with backs with the illegal activities that what they do in a saloon, very few areas of concerns get CCTV footages except individual security purposes. That's it. So the Chief of Defense Staff, no sabi lie.
No sabi.
Blatant clear cuts. We not get CCTV. Now the barracks and we armory areas them. So the lessons learned.
People decide where they want to lie. You know, sabi. You know, one tell we say I don't have the numbers.
Thank you.
Because if you tell we say you get a perfect inventory system,
then you should know what you have.
People now for go type and tell me say
thank you.
XZ is missing.
And so secondly, they did not retrieve any ammo. They were left behind.
Right. Yes.
Those ammos were not retrieved by the military for say they go fend and they attack the employer. No, they were abandoned.
Right.
And people move on and leave those weapons abandoned.
Right. That's one. So, but then the minister try for lie. He want cover up their lie. He say they're not able to get a adequate, correct number now because then we don't get some back. You know they put waiting. They don't thief into.
Now what's in not they?
You know they put them into an inventory because
no,
that already they part of the investigation. You they set them aside as part of the investigation. Stolen arms, now they go back into the inventory. You don't do that. Not also logistics they work.
And guess what?
Security.
So what did they advise? We look not get them too much information, which is true. But anyway, we have to talk about these things. We ain't going to let them use them to their own defense. But as far as we're concerned, some of these things need to be highlighted. If they fix it, that means they have changed their tune.
And that is why, for me, I doff my hat to the Chief of Defense Staff.
No joke.
This occasion, I don't know about that thing, but on this one, I say I salute you, sir.
I do the same.
And my respect for not deceiving the people of Sierra Leone. And what you to we so T-boy, now for understand, say, when things happen, you learn from them. He say, we not been get CCTV footage, CCTV, because possibly it not been things say we need them.
Thank you.
Lessons learned. Now, then go consider for see if it is something we need.
But Juma,
yes, sir.
Lessons hasn't been learned. I'll give you an example. Why make I say so? One, we have a treason case against Carlo Conte a couple of years ago. There was no CCTV camera at State House, Office of the President. Don't you think that was enough lesson to be learned?
Exactly. When at the highest place.
Don't you think that was enough lesson?
How many years ago? 2 or 3 years ago.
So we don't even think for deploy CCTV around that perimeter they set forth in the first place. We don't even think for deploy CCTV around the security apparatus that will fit the same necessary need for be protected. Come on, let's be honest. We are not learning any lesson. So basically, as far as I'm concerned, this short extract of the Ministry of Information press conference tells you exactly what is happening within the middle and the top end of the security investigation. It don't show, we clearly say the minister, neither the mouthpiece for the Ministry of Defense, neither the mouthpiece for the police officer, for the Sierra Leone police, neither the mouthpiece for ONS, neither the mouthpiece for the government of Sierra Leone. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Now that is it. Then you not even afraid for tell we say where are they call the information where they give me. So it's waiting to tell you where they tell me for so where they give me now they put out there. So just to your point earlier, he reports secondary
information. Is it going to be relayed the same way how it's been given to you? No. So why not allow? Okay, now give me another example. You get the security. Call this guy. They forget this guy in position, man.
CDS. Could they say CDS?
Okay.
Chief of.
You get the CDS.
Or you say head of the military.
Head of the military. This is not a head of police. So okay, let us say head of police. This is not head of the military. We're supposed to be looking after with security system in Sierra Leone. If we have any external invasion, right?
Yes.
Sits on a press conference, and will not say nothing. So if they were not asking him a question directly, he will sit there for 2 hours and he will say nothing. This is not the possible responsible for external invasion into Sierra Leone, which is exactly what we faced on that particular day.
And you know the other funny thing where I see the dynamics, where the questions that they ask, where they ask the question about CCTV, the director for prison catch the Minister of Information and they talk now he's waiting for answer.
Thank you.
Waiting for say. You not forget for say this or not talk this. Then it the mic say kill yourself here and whether you get CCTV or not answer.
Yeah, but because if you watch, the questions was directly thrown at the CDS. Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you, Minister of Information, for answer question where then direct to the Chief of Defense staff?
Exactly. Whether or not they don't cover them or not. And this has to do with what?
External attack. And this is not something where you know about. So who will be the best person for answer that question?
Then ask if they will get ECOWAS deployment. And when they talk as military, then they talk to themselves. You know, because the delegation we come from ECOWAS was a combination of civilian and military people. Where the military people can and they talk military to military. But now you can't tell we say our gallant forces don't show we say they're capable for handle. Our gallant forces, where Sidom, then go broke the 1st battalion, the armory, who said they keep the ammunition. You tell we say they're capable for protect we? By how many men?
No, they're capable to protect them, not Sierra Leoneans.
How many men we're gonna with by force? But we'll come to that day. When we technical team ready, let me see another video of government talking about CCTV. Because I don't want to just people take what we analyze. Now we could bring to now the information shared by government. and we will always welcome government. If you want to engage, you want to talk, you reach out to we. Your platform is open. We'll be happy to host you here to talk about these issues.
But police case.
Why they be police case?
You don't even need investigation.
Right.
Not treason.
So
anyway, go back to one of the statements by the Minister of Information. I think what's important, you hear me? I think so. Basically, it's me.
Yes.
Who's are you? Most senior officers in the country are sitting,
and the technical people.
They are sitting down next to you. You're giving me your opinion.
Yeah.
I think the CDS not supposed to answer that question because what's important right now, the facts say then break into the arms depot. Now the facts say they're not able to retrieve some amounts of ammunition. Now the facts say we don't make significant arrests. Now the facts say we are on top of things. So the people sitting next to him are not important. They don't have to say nothing about that. And what's in industry right now is important. I don't know whether he gets security intelligence background. I don't know whether he gets journalistic intelligence background. I don't know whether he gets internal investigative journalistic background. I don't know nothing about in qualification in terms of investigation or security. For Lake, you be the mouthpiece of collecting second-hand information where the boss away for talk sit on.
Yeah.
And you talk on behalf of that person there because
not to not available. Your role is to coordinate, not to represent them, except if they're not there.
Thank you.
As well, then we'll
and even if they're not there, then get Ministry of Defense spokesperson. They know how to talk the military terms of what's actually happened. They know how to give we the military termination of some of the weapons that were missing. So we see the severity of the incidents will happen as along. Because as far as we're concerned, we don't know how serious is this particular incident because we don't know what was taken. The only thing we see left behind now the remains of the remnants of what's in then so-called assailant. They also left behind with them go.
Right.
No, we don't know what's in them go with.
Right.
But we don't know what's in missing. Whether it was everything, half of, 80%. We don't know how they transport them. Imagine they use couple of vehicles, and these are like open back vehicles.
How many then and they will take?
Thank you.
Because the open back vehicle, not just the armor go there, but people can get for sit on there as well.
Thank you.
So how much they will take? Do we know whether other people took stuff?
Thank you.
Use the opportunity there for take stuff and keep them? We don't know. But I want to go to the next video now. Where still they talk about CCTV footage. Because why make this important for viewers there if you just join with? If you just join the third video.
The third one, yeah.
So why make this important? I'll come to that shortly. Why make this is important? Because one, Ministry of Information show we pictures, still images where they say they get from CCTV, where they show Koita na Pademba Road area na the prison, say na them in Guguk. That's one. Two, we see a press conference where the director of prisons tell we say they get other different ways or technologies for monitor them prison, but you know answer whether they get CCTV, yes or no. You know answer. A bail on the questions. Forgetting say this na issue of national interest. You don't play politics or PR or propaganda with something we get for do with people and safety and security. The Chief of Defense Staff was honest enough to tell the world and the people of Sierra Leone, say, indeed, the armory not being gets CCTV. So he did that for us. But now we can go to a third video we get the Minister of Information on an AYV interview wherein he was asked the question about CCTV specific to Pademba Road prison. Over to you, technical team.
So back to the armory then. During the press conference on Tuesday, the Chief of Defense Staff was asked if you have a CCTV or if you get CCTV cameras for monitoring the happen, so you can take activities of, you can be able to capture activities and inventory. So people moving in and out, weapons they're taking, and so on and so forth. This don't prompt government for take that kind of action for in this digital age, for able for secure the armory then digitally, at least you're able for capture by having a camera, so you can see exactly what's happening and you can be able to act as fast as possible.
So I want to separate two things. The question was around basically the prison about the CCTV, but it's fair. It's a fair question to ask about the use of technology for protect. I want to let people know say CCTV not for them prevent this from happening.
But even for you leads to a lot.
So CCTV, again, if the people that will do this, if they're capable for breach, okay, they're also capable prior to this for shoots the camera. They're also possible. So I don't want to let people get obsessed with now with CCTV not being there. Yes.
But it's not an obsession. Leading to even before they go shoot the camera, before then they shoot the camera, the actual camera, you could have captured a lot
of people that will connect inside with somebody go pull the camera. Me get CCTV in my house, plenty people get CCTV in their house, battery go down, some man use CCTV connect to the internet, not to the solution on your own. Now, not they say, means they consider. You know what thing would they try for do, and this is why you hear the Chief of Defense Staff talk so plainly and so honestly. Now that's what they try for do as a government. If you ask me a question, we'll go answer you fairly. Will be get CCTV there on the day? No. But not mean say, by the way, prison not being get CCTV, or prison mean don't get CCTV in the past. Not defect to get, being a work at the time. I make us say, not to CCTV, the goal of this, you get human intelligence, you get a security situation where you put, but are we going to use technology from now going forward? Plans the
Okay, well, that's the same minister, and of course, this interview now AYV by John Conte, credits to AYV for the material, and we appreciate for using the material. Happened after the press conference, maybe not the same evening, because the minister tell we say and bluff say I've been there where they ask the question. Me, I'll be there. So they try for tell say I will give you first-hand information, not second-hand by somebody telling him an Inca report. So it's where they talk with authority. This is what Tiboy was saying earlier, that the Chief of Defense Staff Sidom, we're able for talk with authority, but you they talk on in behalf, they say able for talk. But don't forget about that side. Then we focus on the question about CCTV. Tiboy, what is your take on the minister in response during this second interview?
Police case.
Why for the police case?
Okay. Let's see why for the police case. Simple. So basically, between me and you and God and man and the people who they watch me, the issue of the CCTV footage of Koita, does that help his situation or damage it even further?
Damage who? Whose situation?
Koita.
It helps his situation.
That's one. In the projection of the government, why do you think that CCTV footage was so important?
Because they want for proof beyond all reasonable doubt, say Koita, now one of the ringleader them, and they inside salon and now then go perpetrate this act.
And outside that CCTV footage they come out?
Pademba Road.
Now the minister now in Owado.
Yeah.
Now what's in Insai?
Yeah.
The CDS blatantly was honest and transparent and says we don't have CCTV.
So nobody asked me for CCTV.
Nobody asked me for CCTV. We don't get one.
chapter closed. And even in the minister say, the CDS be honest
and transparent.
Yes.
Now, it don't tell you now blatantly say the head of prisons was not transparent and wasn't honest.
Yes.
And let me tell you why. From his own mouth, he said clearly, we not say CCTV not in a Wilberforce.
Yes.
But Pademba Road being get CCTV.
Yes.
But it was not working.
It's defective. That means well.
You know, they work.
You know, they work.
So basically, who said this footage come on?
Well, that's the question, because
if the Pademba Road CCTV is there, but it not the work.
Yes.
So who said this footage come out?
And then this image come after this interview. This image came yesterday, right? Then this interview did not happen days before. So who said the minister pull this footage? Because the minister now post this.
Na imposter more. Na imposter, not to the Ministry of Defense, so not to the CDS, so not to the Sierra Leone police.
And not to even the director of prison. The director of prison is say we get different ways there.
And in no mention say they get CCTV.
And no mention say CCTV, say including technology.
And in no can say we now say Pademba will get CCTV, but not the work.
Yes, now the minister then tell we say Pademba would being get CCTV, but you know they work. But then later, in can give we image of a CCTV where come up Pademba Road. Who stand the CCTV begin work?
Well, question to
and who
us.
say the equator in image come out? This is the question for we viewers there.
And then secondly, if the CCTV image where they put out is so not important, why you put them out in the first place?
Exactly.
Because you're painting a picture like, oh, let people not begin concerned about CCTV. It's not important anyway, because then people are so CCTV not me for stop them for break into the army anyway. True, but guess what? The interviewer asked a continuous question, but it was still important because then if I don't picture them before they even shoot the CCTV.
That's my point, because waiting people need for understand for we viewers them. The camera did it for show, for pick. Now the storage important. Even if you shoot the camera them, every activity will happen before the camera for be stored. Yep. But that is not what the minister is saying. This is a try for confuse people with language. Say not important. No. Now you say, you tell we say whether they shoot them or not. If they shoot, I go tell we say up to this point, the CCTV will they work until they shoot. At what time where Pademba Road prison get CCTV? Because we've been seeing the incident April 29, where they go, there was a prison break. No, so where 49,000 bag rest loss at prison.
We don't know that if
we don't know that if the rest.
You know, land lesson for put CCTV there.
No, but he said them being get. But we don't want to know whether them being get or not get. Now you bring CCTV footage. Who say you pull footage? You say it defective. You not tell we say, he say it be defective at the time of the incident. You not say it be the work then shoot them. That means say the camera not be the work on November 26.
It wasn't on at all.
It was not on, it wasn't working. There are two questions. Was there a CCTV where not be the work? Or people let me don't make budget for CCTV, then they don't put CCTV there. But that is not important to right now.
Important too.
No, that is left with government. We don't question. There's an ongoing investigation of a major issue, a security threat where being reported now by the government as an attempted coup. We not just risk the life of the president and everybody else, but the people of Sierra Leone. What if it was an external invasion? What if it was an external invasion by non-Sierra Leoneans based on their report? How would you have reported this? You tell we say CCTV no day, but you bring come CCTV footage. Is the minister telling the truth or deceiving Sierra Leoneans?
People have to decide on that now.
People will have to decide. That's the question we have. And how is this helping the case? Is it helping the investigation, or it don't prejudice the investigation? It don't compromise the investigation ongoing?
Again, people have to make that decision.
That's the question we have. So
as far as me concerned, the minister don't talk with authority. Usai, he witness an incident. And you see the confidence in them. Say, I've been there.
Yes.
And I can repeat exactly what's in that person they say.
Yes.
First-hand information. You were there. You saw it. You heard it. You interpret exactly. And you even and compliment the CDS for the fact, say, he was honest and transparent to the people of Sierra Leone. So basically, if you're not a spokesman for all these three bodies responsible for information and security gathering, and una still they make errors in your final, again, not all say, he say, they take information from the military, take information from the prison, he take information from the police, then the president endorse that information before he release them. So these are four major individuals in Sierra Leone that are responsible for the livelihood of Sierra Leoneans. And every information that they put out there is not correct based on the evidence. The way they self-step they put not a real. And one of the evidence them now the pictures where they come out double in people who then suspect say are responsible for this school. Now pictures and names of people and way not even they exist. Pictures of people and way team up with one of the arrest perpetrators then way possibly na impadi but you know ever fall on a list. Come on, we have to really think about what is happening in Sierra Leone and let we take out from not the face value. Let's look at things very seriously because this can be anybody.
Right.
It can affect anyone. Now, for like somebody see them like you post, you say now you know one part of the people will be them don't see. Right. Before they make a mistake, somebody asked a question earlier on the chat. Say, how comes the death penalty has been removed in Sierra Leone, but people are still dying?
We will come to that there. I'll see the question, but I'll left down there. But you bring important issue now, about the minister, the information. It tell we in source of information also. And we see where the experts talk, not also. And the minister assure we say in voice, what they talk out. Now government, when don't talk, now government
talk.
Police don't talk, now military don't talk, now don't talk. Okay? But then we say in they get the authentic information I do for rely. Hold on, the 1 second. We've been playing one video last week of a colonel where have a spokesman for the military, not for analyst, because at this time, you know they get posse where they wear a uniform just for go sit down and blab in mouth. Anybody will go yonder where they talk with authority.
Yep.
As far as me concerned. Nobody glad he said they invite me in activity, they la go. If we technical team ready, a video they will play last week where because we according to what you say now, we still say November 26th incident.
Yeah.
Government don't say na a coup. We're not a deny, but we still have questions. Based on what? The information, the way they come out from government and government agencies. Yep. There are so many contradiction, discrepancies, them, and things they're not all water. So now we hear the colonel when a spokesperson for the military we can talk, and now we hear Insai how he described the incident, whether it was a coup or not a coup. You see, so that's very important. Let's see again now. So waiting and they say. Why should they wait for that? You get anything for talk on that?
Look, we'll watch the video because I think the video is ready to be aired.
Okay, so let's go ahead with the video.
Yeah.
In the mission, and we say they come up from. because where they arrest you, they hand you over to the military police and the forces intelligence unit, they get the procedures, and I'm sure later, when stability is there, not the thing, right now for law we get the stability of the state, for law, because the member must ask them, then the member tell me waiting at the intention, but it cannot clearly say. Then people that, because people they talk now, coup. I want to make people understand it. This is not a coup. This is not a coup. This is an attack where the people are wrong. Because, coup and they can't are different. No coup, no say soldiers then they grab they can't against the people who are against the state. But this one, people are going to attack because maybe they got a motive. And yes, that person say they succeed. Yes, partly they succeed. But the overall intent, they never achieve them. The objective, because they succeed for go get some ammunition, we will get more weapons, we get people that are waiting for assistance for doing things for.
All right, thank you so much. This now a video will come out after the incident, where the colonel, when the spokesperson for the military, I believe, or appointed spokesperson at the time, go now 98.1 Good Morning Salon, courtesy to them, we will give credits to them for this interview, as well as the replay, where it tell we specifically, say, waiting, T-boy, this not so cool. People and they talk, say this not cool. As far as the expert, they, say, we say we that's the military, because of that uniform they put. For tell we say this not to corner attack on the state, because it tell we again, it not just say this not to coup, it tell we waiting na the threshold of a coup. It say waiting na military people them.
That means they come and fight either the people or the government.
Exactly. Serving military people them, now then they make a coup. And not mean say other people get access to gun, not a attack, but that is what he was distinguishing. That these people will come attack, according to them, not to military people. So it's not a coup, according to them. But the Minister of Information tell we say, in your information where they report, they get them from the police, the prison, all the other people explain. I mean, you sabi explain.
Man, I don't how you explain. No. Explanation I ain't kidding what Mali.
Yeah. But you don't
no,
right?
Look at talker how you talk him.
Okay, talker. Because not too
I'm not going to talk no because I want for talk. Before I talk, I ask him, I ask ya. Then all what they telling me, then they approve before I talk. So I talk, now all the way I also don't talk. Quote. End.
Yes. So that's the minister. So is the minister telling us the truth?
Is the question you ask me or you ask the public or you ask them?
The public. Our viewers. Is the minister telling the truth or deceiving Sierra Leoneans and the rest of the world? Because Insai don't seem to give different information at different time and different accounts of what's happened. Insai, just by Insai, let's say then give you all the information here. So let's say first, when I want to go against that spokesperson, where for the military, we say no to coup.
Yeah, you just don't confirm to this in the PRO of ISLF.
Okay, now
again, I should be expecting a lot from him because he's supposed to be the spokesman for the military.
So now in talk. So now the question. Is it that the military people actually they tell the truth? Now make them last time they month later.
That's it. That's the answer.
This is not the narrative that we want.
And again,
our own narrative.
You have two senior military personnel.
Mm-hmm.
One now the PRO for Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces.
Yes.
And the CSO, Chief Security Officer, right?
Oh, CDS. CDS. Head of the military.
Okay, Chief
Defense. Mistake, I charge you £10.
Eh?
Anytime you mistake calling him because that man, I don't get respect for him.
Honestly, I don't know much about the military rankings. CDS, eh? No,
yes.
CDS?
Yes, CDS.
Chief Defense what?
Chief of Defense Staff.
Chief of Defense Staff. Chief of Defense Staff. Okay, I'm not going to wait. The Chief of Defense Staff, when I responsible for the security apparatus of Sierra Leone, not of Freetown, of Sierra Leone.
Yes.
The information where it give the Minister of Information, it correct or wrong? Because the question they ask.
Correct one, based on what the CDS demonstrate to win a press conference and backed by waiting the minister in interview at AYVC. The minister interview say the Chief of Defense Staff be honest and transparent, right? For say CCTV no day. So your information correct. We don't know now whether the information where they give now they can report or they report something different.
Well, no. As far as me concerned, the CDS in all the 10 we don't talk, where we don't hear and the truth they say.
Yeah, and the first time I started you one thing. The first one where you do now the same press conference, I think immediately after the day after, they asked a question about former President Koroma. He was categorically clear for say there is no way we they link this November 26 incident to the former president.
Right. So my conclusion, it might be my opinion of my conclusion on this particular take on who is saying what. What I have gathered so far, the intelligence officers that are responsible for the security apparatus of Sierra Leone is exactly what has happened.
Correct.
And they are not going to be given any opportunity whatsoever further to talk in the public because they will say it as they know what has happened. So for that reason, the Minister of Information is speaking on behalf of these agencies prior to what we don't know what has been discussed or what has been tendered. But for anything that he is telling us now that we know is questionable based on all the interviews that he has conducted, including the ones that he conducted in his ministry, is questionable. So either the people that will sabi the truth about what happened and they stop them from talking, because the most senior representative now the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces don't say 2 or 3 things their way now the honest truth of what they know that has happened for November incident. So as far as we are concerned, why not have them to represent the military or the police or the prison head for make them talk on behalf of these various different agencies? Because who knows anything better than them people and they don't lead their agencies than they for the past couple of years. For make I can give you information, when information reach to you, I don't know whether it's handwritten or sitting meeting discussion, and then me go do me summary and I can broadcast. If you watch, body language speaks a lot of volume. And when the body language of somebody that is talking about something that he so clearly believes, you can tell from his body language. And when somebody talks with any kind of attitude for make you be convinced, you don't have to convince me with your attitude. I should be able to listen to you without even looking at you. But make I decide say what you're saying is the truth and is the honest truth. I don't have to look at you. Sometimes everything you talk to me, I say, talk no more. I don't need for look your face. Because you want to make her look your face or make her be convinced that what you're saying to me is the truth. I don't have to look at you. Talk to me if you want to talk to me. So as far as me concerned, what else are we going to hear or see that will be coming out of the Ministry of Information after today? Is what my question will be to the people of Sierra Leone. Over to you, Juma.
All right. They communicate with the technical team.
I realize.
So, you know, because like we say, the government said it's not technology age. We want to see there is one image where we want for the, how you call them, the technical team showy for just show.
So image and do.
Huh?
So we image and do.
Now say one image.
Okay.
We want to let the technical team show we for let we see if then they make sense. So go to say something, Tiboy, that check something now so quick.
Okay. And I not say you're in communication with the technical team, but I also know say there is a lot of footages and images going all over the social media platform just for sure say the people the way they na salon right now we get some knowledge of technology. It's time for look at some of the things the way they come on a salon and address them properly. It might not just be us highlighting some of these concerns. And again, we sit back and think about saying, we have to do something about it because again, if we don't talk on issues that are wrong in Sierra Leone, we're not a help salon. It's not nothing to do with politics. It's not nothing to do with personal issues. It's not nothing to do with anything other than every Sierra Leonean have the right to justice. And we don't bang in about justice for the past couple of years on this platform because we know for sure say if justice is being served in Sierra Leone, things will slowly come to normality because it means if somebody do you wrong, when I end up in a court, the court go look at the case and look at them genuinely and ask for evidence if needed and decide would I get wrong or would I get right. If that decision they should not be made in court, it will compromise sometimes the relationship of those two individuals. The judge will lead them say, go home and settle this matter. It should not be a court matter. So these are some of the issues that will happen in Sierra Leone. Will go be justifiable to the people of Sierra Leone if we able to give them some small amount of justice. I don't really care who commits a crime. If that person commits a crime, he should suffer the consequences. Because as far as me concerned, a crime against the state is a crime against individual Sierra Leoneans. A crime against individual Sierra Leoneans is a crime against the state. Because the state is the people and the people is the state. So either way. So if we try for say, doesn't concern me, it's a me business, now na points finger day. For how much million? 50 million euros. 50 million euros now, how much dollar or pounds that? Okay, what if somebody, we see what happened during the Rebel War. We talk about that on the last program. Points finger. Jima should have been a dead man sitting down there today. If there was nothing we could justify, say, in order to be a Rebel collaborator. And that's not the scene we don't go back on so right now, where people are actually highlighting people that they have possibly any kind of grudge for. Because we only get people that they don't put out as suspects. But we don't know how many of those suspects has been reprehended. We don't know how many of them suspects and they don't hold. We don't know how many of them suspects and they behind bars. And is the list growing? We don't know. People of interest can be anybody. They stop you on the road. Sometimes if you don't communicate with this person 6 months ago, 7 months ago, then somebody points finger and say, hey, that man they waited for that suspect list there. So as I've been party them more, we need for round up in party them back as well because they say go involved. And guess what? Then bump into his best friend. Say for example, if they communicate with his best friend every other day, but he hasn't been in communication for the past couple of weeks because he's a wanted man. And then they can't see in communication with that person, then all them as suspects. Automatically, you're a person of interest. Is that what it takes for you to be a person of interest? If you know somebody who don't commit a crime, does not mean you are associated with that crime. I have lived with criminals. That does not make me a criminal. Yes, I will be branded maybe at some point in my life, but that does not make me a criminal. You can live in the same house with a serial killer without even any knowledge of that person being a serial killer. That does not make you a serial killer. You can live in the same house, you can date somebody who is X, Y, and Z, but that does not make you equally the same person as that person who they describe so. So the only reason how they're able to justify you differ from that other person if a genuine investigation is being carried out against you and that person who has been accused. And if the investigation is straightforward, transparent, and open with evidence base and pure judgment on the evidence provided for, say, you are totally innocent, then yes, let's accept it. But if it is controversial and it has been prejudiced already before even being taken to court, it means somebody has already picked side. Like Juma said last week, if the president who is supposed to be serving the people of Sierra Leone has already made a statement, nobody no go for differ that statement there. So as far as we're concerned, since we get them two statements and the way the PRO talk about and the CDS don't possibly highlighted, the issue of CCTV is definitely going to die out now, because there is proven facts that these two premises don't have no CCTV footages available. And also, the minister don't make them clear back again, say, let's forget about CCTV footages because it's not relevant. It might not be relevant. It might not even serve the purpose of what we're talking about right now. He is the same person that creates the issue behind the CCTV footages to create an issue for justify the arrest of Koita, say he was at the scene of the operation. Again, it's the same person that is telling us it doesn't really matter whether CCTV been there or not. You don't go stop the people and for me and do what they do anyway. Conflicts of interest and conflicts of information. It is okay, but it is not okay now. It was okay then, it was relevant, it can be used as evidence against you, but anyway, it's not relevant. Let's move on to the next stuff. Shuba under the carpet, and it doesn't mean anything. He's guilty. We'll go for investigate him. There are more footages. There are more other issues of investigation or more other issues of security apparatus. What do you use? What are they? Paint a picture so we understand clearly if something else they come out, knows how it come out from.
Well, the other picture and images, we know it happened April 29. I still don't remember whether it's 2021 or 2022 in the height of COVID. Then say, now prison break. At that time, who had them been at the prison again? Paulo Conte and Koita, right? And other people of interest to them. Been there inside Padden Barrow prison, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock morning. Who had them been the spokespersons? The deputy, you know, even talk safe. The deputy, we understand, say, the internal affairs, deputy internal affairs minister at the time, Lawrence Lima, go inside Padden Barrow prison, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or 6 o'clock in the morning. Waiting to go do there. Udagia authority for go there. The chair, the women's leader for the Sierra Leone People's Party, Fatma Tasawane, go inside Padden Barrow prison, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. They say, "9 force reach there." How he get intel for go there? Wait till go do there, you know, they work as part of the prison service. Even if you're a minister of government, you don't just get up and go to the prisons. Because if you just grab and go, if anybody can grab and stroll go to prison, then who's kind of way when they protect the prisoners then? What if somebody be don't do me something or a key witness there inside there where go can give witness against me, so me decide for go get rid of him inside prison. I just walk and go inside prison and go get rid of him. So we don't understand all this talk because you will learn from situations like this if you want to make them better. But you can only learn from it if you're honest in the first place. And I still stand by my word. Say, whoever wrote the speech for the president or advise him for give that speech and reach a conclusion, say they don't apprehend the ringleaders of the incident was a bad call. And that in itself prejudiced the case because that was an ongoing investigation. You go tell me, say, people of interest have been arrested pending investigation.
To be charged.
Pending investigation for know whether not true or not, then you go decide for charge them. That's one. Secondly, the president, whoever advised him for meet with ECOWAS people and tell them, say, this is not the handiwork of the opposition, was a bad call because you don't prejudice and point finger on a whole group of people. The opposition is more than 1 million people. So you want to tell me, say, all them million people and they then go converge, then decide, say, well, now it needs to happen, they can't go broke with by force. False reason. You announced an election result, and then name it and swear in as president, they not go broke with by force, they not do nothing. They say then they sit on the house, then strike. You force them back, say them for going to parliament. They say no, when they go. When I don't go sit down, when I don't get talk. Well, that's all. So the point is, don't bring politics into sensitive issues like this. Now, we don't hear a history about arresting people. We're not even connected with military. Now we'll force them go broke. The man will then go arrest na Makeni, Mr. Alifona. Where as far as me know, for the life of me, na NGO it they run, ARD.
Yeah.
Now they run for the life of me with me Sabia and Kanja say na then open that agency day.
Yeah, no, very well.
Waiting in connect with Padem by road incident. Oh, na go bring and come. So with the sea links, and there's one thing I want to advise the president and the government of Sierra Leone. Una left for send people and for come spread false narrative for build unnecessary tension. It does not help. Because if they try for link the former president, you send your people them, then talk, but the chief of defense staff be done say there is no way we they link this to the former president. Because the chief of defense staff served as a senior military officer under the former president.
When in the Kasaka?
You understand? He served as senior military officer then. It been possibly at the Joint Force Command or the hierarchy of the military at the time when the former president been there, until his appointment as chief of defense staff. He don't say there is no way we can link this. Then the president don't say, me na this evidence I want, say na the opposition. Then all of a sudden we don't hear he say, then don't invite the former president. But before the invitation, they go kill insecurity where the state assigned to him. Now God reach, shot him point blank range. We understand, say, a few days back, the arrests in ADC or the OSD attached to them and one of the other security, then carry them go. Now we understand, say, Alifona, when the former president in Paddy, and another person, when the president in Paddy, where they all they sit don't keep comping, they don't touch the all and carry them go CID. Now we don't see Ministry of Information come out and say, then they invite the former president for a CID. All I'm saying, as T-Boy stated, and waiting the president, we will go where the evidence leads, regardless of your status. You don't need to add all of that. You don't need to. But when you don't lead the under, then when they see the trend, those side things, then they go. It's okay. But just be sure that you have evidence. One, just be sure that you are honest with the people of Sierra Leone. And I'm saying this because we saw what happened August 8, 9, and 10, where the then chief minister or minister of foreign affairs used a whole presentation again to members of the international community for say August 8, 9, and 10 protesters, now be armed people them, then come out for kill people And the president called waiting, he sent at the opposition and called them jihadists. We see how then they go. Then go bring Nigeria person when a musician we don't die 10 years before and put a middle crowd with gun where they shoot a music video, the gun where he gets. Internet again prove and say na fake image and present and say, see that the gunman then this. We come for can kill. You see that I old pistol, this other one, now this AK-47 I hold. But what we saw now AYV TV, SLBC and all and social media, now be who that boy, people with placards.
Yeah, that's correct.
People with placards say we want peace, not also be almost go. Now that we see. Beside the shoot come out. 1. 2, the Ministry of Information, where they tell you rely on them information. They are big. Where they give that the information, make sure say you are certain before, because it's in a government of Sierra Leone, before the government of Sierra Leone pull out the information to the public. And I'm saying this specifically on this November 26 incident. 1, the Sierra Leone police then force information where they pull and say 34 people wanted. Where the Ministry of Information go there and do their revised list, 29 people, 5 come out, but they're not able to tell we say there was a mistake or not. However, even the 29 list where they pull, it was wrong and faulty. You get the same person with 2 different names, same picture with 2 different names, and other one person did they win a diamond. Now the 29.
And they don't thoroughly check them.
They don't thoroughly check and verify and say these are the authentic lists by the minister. He put them out. He signed it with green ink pen back. And they done. We see list of people that will die. Where the report say die based on the November 26 incident. Even that diamond list, where they go honor, where they go bury yesterday, may their souls rest in peace. The list wrong because one person with the same military number, but 2 different pictures. So the same name, same military number, 2 different pictures appear another list of people that will die. These are the official information from the ministry. I think I need to go bring down the come up and just put some just mention. Bear with me 1 second, T-boy.
All right, no wala.
So you get a name where them put when Staff Sergeant Mara N, the number now 18, I think 1720. Okay, this one not too clear. 2074. So the same Staff Sergeant Mara appear twice na the diamond list. Twice at the diamond list, he appeared. So if we get them kind here from the Minister of Information and Ministry of Information, how comes I go on them page actually, now I go right now for see if I will pull that picture because then we'll get a clearer version. We know okay, yes, so that will get the number then correct. So Staff Sergeant Mara K, Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, a number now 181-65006. So then get the same Sergeant Mara K as well with the same number. Now the list. So you know the rush for go pull information and come, you can't change them later. You should not be doing that. Because now you say rely on you as this place for authentic news. Let's make sure say now we not question. Just like how una give CCTV footage now we don't question. Who side the CCTV footage come out? Who the manufacturer? Because you don't tell we say the CCTV camera defective. And now after you tell we say the CCTV camera defective, if there was one in the first place, now after that you pull CCTV still images. So, T-boy, I think Wolef and I will continue again next week by God power. And can say if you sleep, you wake. Nothing not do you that for tell Papa God thank you. So tell Papa God thank you that we will for today. You know. Over to you with your last word for today's program.
I want to say thank you for your analysis. You didn't make some points in clear. Like I said earlier on, this is now the first time we made see that list anyway. Well, not the first time I'm seeing the list, but I'm actually forensically looking at the list and realizing, yes, there are two names. We appear twice. But come on, these are only how many names are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 2. About 21. Yeah. Unfortunately, may his soul rest in peace. My brother is on that list as well. So again, it's a very sad moment for me and sad moment for the family. But how on earth you guys did not even check this list properly? This is the list that is. Now, when I make this list, not so nobody make an. When I make this list, and how comes this list hasn't been verified properly? So all the inconsistency of what has happened is even pissing me off even further. Because at the end of the day, it means nothing has been taken seriously. Even with the dead people, we include me on border, still hasn't been taken seriously. Because the list hasn't been checked properly. The list has an issue where we all have been part of that victim. So how you expect people like me for fail? Come cannot say even the list where the ministry they put out on we border then we die. Not correct. You want me to be a happy person and smile and laugh about them and you do joke about it. And you tell me authoritatively say everything that comes from you is the only form of information that is legit. And yet still, there has been a lot of inconsistency in the information where they come out from the Ministry of Information. Incorrect data, incorrect figures, incorrect names, incorrect numbers. And Unawale could take this thing like a joke. It's not a joking matter. This is not a child's play. People's lives are at stake here. And if you're messing around in people's life thinking it's a child's play, you are in a circus, talking to people like you know what it is. You have intelligence officers who have served in the military for decades, and they cannot even say a word in defense of the Ministry of Defense. And the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces don't have a voice. How on earth is the Ministry of Information so powerful in Sierra Leone? We don't get no intelligent background whatsoever for talk for the Ministry of Defense, for talk for the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, for talk for the Republic of Sierra Leone Police Force, for talk for the Republic of Sierra Leone Correctional Units in Pademba Road Prison. How on earth the Minister of Information so powerful for making be the spokesperson for government affairs we get for deal with security? I beg, if now America is study, tell me who's the Minister of Information or the Homeland Security. Homeland Security. Next to him is the Joint Chief Staff or somebody with the intelligence of the CIA or FBI. We go get a joint statement with the Homeland Security, not Minister of Information.
No, go far. Who say you don't want to see the information minister or information sector they talk for FBI or CIA investigation? Who say? For do with military. When they hold their press conference and then they talk, so that make they say, T-boy, you don't try, you not politicize an issue like this. When you try to politicize it, you'll get it wrong, you'll fail. And just like how you politicize issues before this, the Pademba Road incident was politicized. The August 8, 9, and 10 incident was politicized instead of addressing the real issues within the country. The what you call them tanker we been for done our Wellington where people then die, then politicize them because at the time what they do they begin blame the chief. They why make the chief na APC chief na make not call the head of police for report. So they say incidents don't happen now. You know. So many things Where you don't politicize, where don't go. Even COVID was politicized. COVID was politicized. I mean, the old people are based on certain things. You don't do that. Left professional issues for professionals. The auditor's report, you politicize up. Look how we end up in a court. The Palo Conte situation, when the president will call and say, can't help you for make COVID, una politicize and look how we end up. People therefore bow their head in shame. If not sober country, this information minister, not for Sidon so right now. Because this is an international embarrassment. Are we able to play one more video before we go? All right. So before we go, we want to see what in the international media they report on this issue about Sierra Leone. Not to T-Boy, not to me, not to social media, not to Sierra Gem media, but we want to see what in the international media they report on Sierra Leone before we go.
Oh, since after all,
issue.
the current president, Julius Maada Bio, since after all, in a different life, he was a coup leader.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's how Maada Bio first became leader of Sierra Leone, albeit briefly in the 1990s. So, you know, his election this year has obviously been contested by the opposition. They decided to, rather than challenge the results in court, and the results, I should say, were also kind of queried by prominent international election observation missions as well. But the response of the opposition was, rather than to challenge the outcomes in the courts, which they believed would not render a fair outcome, they chose instead to pursue a boycott of the legislative and local council seats that they were able to win, but that boycott came to an end in October with an agreement that was struck between the SLPP and the APC for a return, for the APC to return in exchange for a couple of concessions, including those around the release of political prisoners, the removal of corruption cases against the APC, which may or may not be deemed politically motivated, and also this electoral reform committee, which is now being introduced by the president, which will cut across both parties. So those were some of the kind of conciliatory measures that the two main party leaderships agreed to in October. But whether or not some of the rank and file or the grassroots supporters of the opposition were happy with that deal is perhaps something that kind of was behind some of the recent actions that we've seen in Freetown.
One final question for you, Jamie Hitchen. We have, if you look at the neighbors of Sierra Leone, on the one side, Guinea, where it's run by a coup leader now. On the other side, Liberia, where the outgoing president has just conceded defeat in his re-election bid. How would you say Sierra Leone's democracy is doing?
Yeah, it very much is in between, two extremes, if you like. I think, what's happened in Liberia is an example of what is possible for Sierra Leone's trajectory. Equally, what has prevailed in Guinea, it may also be an example. I think there are some legitimate concerns about the available space for criticism in Sierra Leone. The civic space seems to have shrunk in the last few years. That's not to say that I think that attitudes among citizens towards democracy are still very positive. There was a strong turnout around the election in 2023. But I think the concerns about the validity of the process, the election process, and the wider space for criticism of the government need to be addressed if Sierra Leone's to kind of follow Liberia's more positive democratic direction in the next 2 to 3 years.
Does the government story that it was a coup attempt hold up?
Well, I think it's still quite early in this to say definitively that is indeed the reality. I mean, investigations are still ongoing. The government has obviously moved on from its initial description of the incident as a security breach to now describing it as a failed attempted coup, and they've released the names and pictures of individuals that they want to ascertain the location of in order to investigate this more thoroughly. I think, we have seen the government in the past, in the last year, for example, in response to protests in August 2022, describing events there as an insurrection against the state. We haven't yet seen much evidence in support of that. So I think it's still early to say, but it's certainly something we are needing to follow up with, and it'll be worth keeping an eye on to see how the investigations proceed.
Jamie, when you heard the news over the weekend, were you surprised? It's been 2 decades since there was a civil war in Sierra Leone. Yes, there were irregularities pointed out during August presidential elections, but was this a surprise, the fact that you had what may be a mutiny, what may be a coup attempt?
I think, yes, probably it was a bit of a surprise. We have seen there were some arrests made in July and August by the government, accusing a number of individuals. I think 17 in total were arrested for a potential planning of a coup. Now, there was little follow-up and evidence that has been presented to show evidence that was indeed the case. But I think it's, that there are clear frustrations around the June election process, some of those which continue to exist, and the economic challenges that Sierra Leone continues to face have perhaps been some of the drivers behind this. But I still think that it is perhaps a surprise that the level at which the kind of the severity of the incident that we saw on Sunday that took place.
Before Sierra Leone descended into civil war, it was almost kind of a two-party system that you had in the country. It seemed to have kind of gone back to that to a degree. Who are the forces at play right now in running Sierra Leone?
Yeah, so Sierra Leone, is very much a two-party state. The individuals, the two main parties are the ones that hold all the seats in the parliament. The Sierra Leone People's Party, which is the current ruling party, which has been in power since 2018, and the All People's Congress that was in power for the previous decade from 2007 to 2018. Smaller parties have emerged, but largely have tended to be reabsorbed into those larger parties as in between election periods. So those parties have kind of continued to dominate, and we've seen a very much a kind of strengthening of that two-party system in the last election. And those parties do have their strong kind of ethno-regional bases, which continue to drive apparent voting patterns.
Jamie Hitchin, many thanks for joining us from Ottawa.
Thank you.
Stay with us. There's much.
All right, thank you so much, technical team, and this now credits to France 24. Now they do that. We just want to bring the international, narratives and commentaries on what's in the happen at Salon for just let people understand. Say this issue where happen at Salon or where they happen at Salon is beyond just us. The outside world they look at her. So don't make it about APC and SLPP. People outside are concerned. How this is important, they affect business or investors. Now we don't see how they affect travel to Sierra Leone. So if you think, say, you're in the diaspora, let them try it in at them business, they affect you directly as well. So, but we don't see, but you read the narrative from the international media. What do you pick from them on this, on the same November 26 incident?
I think there's a clarity of concern in terms of voting in the Skyfall highlights as some of the incidents that don't happen in the past. Incident they raised concern over, and they haven't found any results for the investigations that will happen, and also why those concerns were raised and what to make them feel to say those concerns needs to be investigated, but then gets no results or no outcome of those investigations. So based on those concerns are the reason why they're still saying this is like a speculation of an incident. Again, they're not 110% certain whether it is a coup or it isn't a coup, but then they go by the government's statements. And then they say a lot of stuff has happened over the past couple of years. We go down drive to possibly some of the incidents that they happen as alone. So I haven't listened to this previous interview this is for the first time I'm hearing it. And again, I don't hear a lot about but I think I need to go back and listen to it a little bit more so I'll be able to forget enough details of some of the concerns raised by the international media. But like you clearly say, they also have interest because this is somebody who is reporting on this particular incident because it don't not just they follow Sierra Leone within now, but it looked like somebody who gets historical background of Sierra Leone in terms of the political environment we don't get for, I would say, from 2007 to date. So you need to just talk because he just want for talk because you know like the government's really in power right now, but you don't highlight few concerns them of what you know they happen and how we get the differences in various different political parties them where he highlights it. The very two has been the outmost standing political parties in Sierra Leone for the past couple of years and years and years. And so, you know, if it is anything don't change. But the concern is it's not just about the incident that happened on November, but also the consequences of the incident. Because if it is not of any concern to them, they will just let it go. But for me to make them a prime time news headline, for me to give them that maximum amount of time and coverages, it means they have more interest than what we just see. It can be interest based on economical interest. It can be interest based on security interest, because again, when one West African country becomes destabilized, it filters down to other close neighboring countries. And France 24 might possibly have interest over Guinea and some of the other Francophone countries and we surround Sierra Leone, who know for Sierra be either Gambia or, well, not much Gambia, but Senegal, Ivory Coast, and these are all connected to Guinea. We go for filter down the Francophone West African countries then. So they will be interested for know exactly what's in the happen as alone. So you know go filter to the other countries then with the neighboring Sierra Leone. So I think they have interest and they're not speaking on behalf of any political party. They're speaking on the evidence that they are seeing themselves and the investigation that we don't know put together. Again, France 24 highlights the concerns of the August incidents we happened and voting at the statement from the government and voting then see in reality is totally different. So for them to be convinced for say this is equally the same, they're not sure. So they're still going on with their own form of investigation to find out exactly what is happening and talk to the right people within at the ground and government officials, then we possibly go give them direct information and then go make their own narrative and make them conclusion into what they think about the incidents, whether it's a coup that did not go right, whether it was a failed coup, or it was an attack on government officials, or it was an attack to armed military men, and then they move on with the ammunition the way they know get, or something else. So nobody knows exactly what is happening until we see the reality of maybe some further investigations, either conducted by the government of Sierra Leone or private or individual or international investigators that will be involved in this particular matter. We don't know exactly what is going to be the outcome, but I think if we're going to have this investigation being conducted by Sierra Leoneans, it has to be free, fair, credible, and transparent so that everybody knows exactly what is happening. Not to what is in a corner, we discuss, we decide, and then we can't tell una what to for you or what to want for me. So that is the concerns I think the international community also gets, because they've seen evidence of false allegations being made over the past couple of years, and they've seen something else in terms of the evidence that we then gathered by themselves. So they are much more in doubt of what is legit and what isn't. So I think that's the purpose of why they think they have to bring in their own narrative. Like I say, France 24 into the first 10 minutes in the cover salon, they've interviewed the president several times. So they are no stranger to Sierra Leone, and they are no stranger to this government. They've been propagating this government agenda in subsequent interviews. They really don't conduct with the president, and they not sure we say they are not one-sided. They are also actually investigating things that these governments are raising questions over, and they are investigating it themselves, and they see otherwise. So they are not one-sided. They've been acting on both sides and know exactly what the people and they go through and what in government they say.
All right. Thank you so much, T-Boy. But, you know, this I'll leave for another day, but I just want to point something out. The journalist states say in July, right? June, July, that we have people arrested or maybe accused of a coup. Okay? How many? It says 17.
Right.
So I just checked something while we talk, because we had made a statement here, the wanted list out of military people or police or whatever you want to call it, people in uniform. Then be they out already, or these were people that were in prison? But we are intel, we don't tell, we say most of those people on that wanted list, now people away already, they be done all in June, July for coup. So how would they make that wanted list? So something I just checked. The police list will come on the force list. Now 17 people in DD.
Of
people in uniform.
Mm-hmm.
17 of people in uniform, or where we don't serve, where they be don't accuse for, where they na this list that's wanted. But we'll investigate them for that. And I have my reason why I highlighted that right now. But we left the program here.
It's workout, Mr. Lady watch me visit.
17. Is it just a coincidence or what?
Well, we've seen a lot of coincidence within last week, and now we have figure 19 of some other list of previous accused of plotters in Sierra Leone. Now don't get 17, which is exact figures of people who were also accused of coup plotter, but we don't know who those 17 people were then. Okay, and you just don't check and say there are 17 people with uniform on that list. Okay.
On the police list.
On the police list. Okay.
Yeah, on the what you call the list, on the Ministry of Information list is about 14 or 15, and the information where the director of prison say, he said they get 14 people in a prison where they investigate for coup in June, July, 14. So the coincidence is there, Moku. But we'll talk about that next time. Okay. We want to say thank you to viewers them, and thank you for all your comments and contribution. We'll continue as the investigation they go on. We still going to do the analysis here, so for help the conversation. I want to say on behalf of the Sierra Gem Media team, we say thank you. But Kutona, please una share and una subscribe and invite more people for follow with platforms them, both on Facebook and YouTube. So we all go discuss how they go inside the Republic. Till next week, or for another exclusive, Mijumaba on behalf of the team, they say Tata Tona all.